Well, hello everybody. Can you guys just let me know if you guys can hear me? Like, hello guys, I'm in the back. Hey, pay attention to me. I'm back here in the back of the class. That's what I look like. Hey guys, can you guys hear me okay? I didn't even do any testing to see if you guys can hear me. You guys can see me. So can you guys hear me okay? Hey, MK did it. What's up? All right. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay. Well, everybody, as you guys can see on the screen, it's our very own, our special member, Delana. It's her daughter's birthday. So make sure you guys wish her a happy birthday. I believe she's turning, I don't want to say how old the daughter's turning because I'm not sure. So let's just wish her a happy birthday. I seen the photos, Delana, on Facebook. She's beautiful, just like her mama. So make sure you wish her a very, very happy, blessed birthday. Many, many, many more coming to her. So super excited for that. That just made me feel so good because I personally love birthdays, you guys. I go all out for anybody's birthday, whether you're my friend, a family member. I just think it's your birthday. You're celebrating your life. So happy birthday. And as you guys can see, I was trying to be cool today and use my laptop on the side so I can read chat. And of course, my laptop, which sucks. You guys know it sucks. It's the battery's dead. So that's not happening. So we'll just use my phone. So hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today? It is Monday, the 19th. Can you believe it's already not the 19th? Our lives are passing right by us. So I'm going to keep this live short because I also have so much stuff to do today. My daughter, school starts next week for us. And then we have Meet Your Teacher this week. I have back to school shopping. I still have to get school supplies that have to be there for when we go meet the teacher. So just a lot of stuff going on for me this week. So I'm going to keep today's live a little short. Rose with Thorns. I just love that name. And I always say that when you come on here. What else? I still haven't even worked out today. So for me, working out is super important. It's something I do for my own mental health. It's something that makes me a better girlfriend, mom, human being. It's my own therapy. So I'm already rambling. So who do we have here? Let me say hi to you guys first. Let me put what's my phone at? Okay. Oops. Let me move around a little bit, you guys. Sorry. This is what happens when I hardly go live anymore. I feel like, I'm going to put my phone. I bet it's so far. I'm all over the place. Okay, who do we have here? Let me see. I'm going to look down because I'm going to look at my phone, and I hate doing this. Hey, Mary T, John, hello to all my mods. Be super kind to my mods. They work very hard for me, and they're amazing. Sweet Peas in the house. Hey, John, what's up? How's the cat doing? Joanne, how are you? From California. What's the weather out there, girlfriend? I'm from California, too. Southern California, that is. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Mosin Man. Oh, Mosin Man, you know what I wanted to do? Hold on. That's what I wanted to do, Mosin Man. I've been wanting to do that, Mosin Man. So welcome to the crazy crew. Hi, Tammy. Mary. Hello, hello. Let's see, who else do we have in here? I'm going to just, Mary T's in the house. Rose with Thorns in the house. We got Mary. Hi, Nina. I haven't seen you in a bit. How are you doing, love? Nina has a channel, you guys. Nina, you can link your channel in the description box. She discusses the Chris Watts case. Let's see. Amelia. Hello, Amelia. Jennifer. I need to get back to my emails, you guys. Today I'm doing it. I promise. NK did it as always. Hey, Melanie. What's up? Amanda's in the house. Is Sky here? I'm just wondering if Sky is here. If Sky is here, we can get started. Is Valerie here? Valerie wanted to go over. She's 26. Okay, so her Delana's daughter's birth she's turning 26 today. So, what a good year, 26. Oh, what it was like to be that young. All right, guys. So, Sky is MIA. Hey, confused. So, what's up? Kisses right back to you. Hey, Hillary. We'll get Sky in here, and I need to text Valerie. Let Valerie know, because Valerie, I've been discussing this case, the Tristan Bailey case, with her. So let me just tell her I'm live, and then we'll get started, you guys. No, Molson Man, thank you. You are always here. Molson Man is always here. Every live, even the members live, like I've had only one so far, but he's always here showing support for the channel. So and I do see him in other chats, and he's always respectful. So I always pay attention to those things, how you handle yourself outside of my channel. So yeah, you fit in right perfectly here. Okay, guys. So let me take that off the screen right now really quick. We know you're dying laptop. Hold on, guys. Brand. Give me a second. No banners. Okay. Let's remove that. Okay, so we are going to be discussing the Tristan Bailey case today. Tomorrow, we're going to go live and we're going to discuss Summer Wiles. I was going to do Summer Wiles today, but since my schedule is so tight, I know when we discuss Summer Wiles, because that's, she hasn't been found, that takes a little longer for those lives, right? So I decided to switch my schedule around. That's why we're doing Tristan Bailey today. Tomorrow, we're going to do Summer Wiles. So again, today is Tristan Bailey. I know a lot of you are aware of this case because, again, I've talked about this case, and I also have a playlist if you want to check that out. Can you drop a 1 in the comment section if you've heard of the Tristan Bailey case? She was a 13-year-old. She was a cheerleader, and she was brutally murdered by a 14-year-old, Aiden Fucci. And what made it even worse, when the autopsy, a medical examiner released some stuff, we learned that she was stabbed over, I think it was a total of 114 times. So it was a really gruesome murder. And then to learn that a 14-year-old did it was extremely disturbing. Now, law enforcement recently dropped I found about 34 pages I have. So there's, this is the incident report. And in this report, it goes over a lot of information. So it goes over a lot of the questions that we've been having from when we went live, the last time we went live with this case. A lot of the smallest questions I had were from, like, why did it say on her missing flyer she had a chair skirt on, but then when they found her, she had black pants, why is that? So it goes over answering those questions. Who did she sneak out? Did her family allow her out? It goes over that. It also obviously goes into the really detailed information of what happened to her that night. Where was she? Who was she hanging out with? And then also, it might be a little upsetting, because I know when I read this, I was upset, and I kept, like, when I was reading this was me the whole time I was reading this, just like shaking my head, because I kept thinking, gosh, this could have been prevented. I feel this crime could have been prevented. This 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, I believe, and this is my personal opinion after reading everything, my personal opinion is that this 14-year-old needed some serious help. I think he was showing the signs. I think his parents were aware that he needed help. I'm not sure if they try to get him help. Again, we're not going to bash the parents on any of that stuff, but I was just wondering, did they ever try to get him help? But he definitely, if he did not get caught for this crime, my personal opinion, I do believe he would have killed again. And you guys, when I read all of this, you guys are going to understand why I'm saying that. But I definitely believe he would have killed again. And I think this is my personal opinion again, I think he got off on doing this. And I think he would have been the type where he would have mocked law enforcement. He would have mocked the family, kind of like, oh, I like, not saying he did it, but torment them in a way. That's just the feeling I got when I started reading all this information. So I'm just glad that he was caught. And, he is being tried as an adult. And when you're tried as an adult, he isn't going to get if he would have been tried as a minor, he would have gotten treated differently, right? He would have gotten some help for him. But now that he's an adult, he's not going to get any of that. So that's another thing. Also, his family, I believe, this is my opinion again, I believe Aiden's family, they knew he did something immediately, it seems like. And that's telling to me, because think about it as a parent. If your child is being questioned over a murder, you're going to be like, no way, my child would never do that. Like, tell them what you know. But when we go over this, you're going to see clearly and immediately they were like, okay. I think they kind of felt he was capable of it, which is a scary thing to think your child as a 14-year-old can be capable of a heinous crime like this. But I'm going to go ahead and read it to you guys. I'm going to I'll leave you guys can see it okay, right? And I'll try to share this in a group. I'm trying to figure out how I can, because I don't know, it won't let me upload to the group like a big file. So I'm going to have to reach out to somebody else to see if they can advise me how I can share it, because it's 34 pages and for some reason it's not letting me do it. So I don't want to do page by page. So I'll try to figure that out. So I'm going to read this to you guys again. This is the incident report. It's the narrative of it. And I'm not going to read word for word. It is 34 pages. But I'm going to read mostly everything, okay? So if I'm not reading one word, don't be like, oops, she skipped a word. Or if I just, it's a lot to go over, okay? But I'm going to go over the most important things. Do you guys have any questions for me right now? And again, I haven't looked at chat. Just a little trigger warning too. Some of the stuff, hey, Insanely Confused, what's up? Good looking. Some of the things hi, Carrie. And anybody I didn't say hello to, hello. And when I'm reading this, I'm not going to be looking at chat. So all I ask you guys is just be kind to each other, be respectful. Hi, Grace. I love different opinions. This is a true crime discussion channel. So this is where, if you have questions, if you want to say how you feel about something, then by all means, write it right here in the chat. That's what my channel is for. I created my channel because I'm a true crime junkie and none of my friends are. They really aren't. And my boyfriend was so over hearing about the Chris Watts case. He was like, I'm done. It's already a year. I'm done hearing about the damn case. So this is where I'm able to talk about these cases with all of you. So don't be shy. Come and chat. Opinions are welcome. Just be respectful. There's no need for cussing each other out. Oh my goodness. And there's no need, if someone has a different opinion than you, then just talk about it. Like, that's what it's here for. So keep it respectful. Again, I'm not going to be looking at chat. So if my mods need to get hold of me, just shoot me a message, like if I need to see something. But again, I'm going to just be reading this. Mosin Man is blue. He's been around forever. And yeah, he should have been blue. When I made John blue, I was like, I should make him blue too. But I was like, okay, let me just wait it out for a bit. I didn't want to make it seem like I was just passing out wrenches like I've done. There was one time I did that. And then I was like the next day, like, what did I do? So now whoever gets a wrench, like, I want to give you one. Sincerely, I want to give you one. All right, guys. So I'm going to start reading. Again, this is going to be the incident report for the Tristan Bailey case. Aiden Fucci, 14 years old. The last thing I did read, and I'll go through it before, is he does July 28th. I think that's the beginning. I got to look at my paperwork before I say anything, but July 28th. He has waived his for a speedy trial. So I do know that happened. All right, guys. One big hello to anybody in chat that I didn't say hello to. So let's get started. So I'm going to not look at chat anymore, you guys, okay? All right, again, so let me get a little comfortable so I can read to you guys. So again, this is going to be the narrative, it says, and it will serve as a primary investigative narrative. summarizing the investigative work of the detectives assigned to the case. Now, while the entirety of each detective's investigative efforts will not be detailed in the narrative, each detective's investigative work will be detailed in their own investigative narrative. When other detectives or deputies are mentioned in this narrative, please refer to the detailed narrative completed by that named detective or deputy. So just meaning if they give a detective's name, then go to that detective's own narrative, okay? So Sunday, May 9th, 2021 at approximately 14:33 hours. So what is that? 2:33, right? Yes. I got it. My dad would be so upset with me. I should know my military time like this because we grew up with military time. My dad will freak out that I'm going to be looking to make sure I'm correct. But Dad, I know you're not watching this, but it's YouTube. I got to make sure I get my times right. So Sunday, May 9th. So it says, I was directed by Sergeant David Garnes to respond to the Derby Crossing North Amenity Center located at 73 North Durban Parkway in reference to missing juvenile Tristan Bailey. Sergeant Garnes advised Tristyn had been reported missing earlier this morning, and a search involving the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, SJSO, they yield a negative result. So that's when they were calling the Sergeant David Garnes to respond. Let me see. Sergeant Garnes further directed me to assist with obtaining a ping order for Tristyn's cell phone to attempt to locate the device to see where she was at. So that's when he was coming in there to see where her phone last pinged, to see where she was at. So while en route, I reviewed the 911 call. Let me move this. Hold on, guys. Let me move my arrow. So while en route, I reviewed the 911 call placed by Tristyn's mother, Stacy Bailey, on May 9th, 2021 at approximately 10 a.m. During the entire call, Stacy appeared to be upset and distraught. The following is a synopsis of the 911 call. For further details, it just goes on to refer to the call that was placed into evidence. So just imagine, though, as a mom waking up and your 13-year-old is not in the house. So understandably, she's upset on the 911 call and she's really, distraught during it. So again, Stacy is Tristyn's mom, okay? So Stacy requested an officer and stated she had a missing child. Stacy advised the missing child was her daughter, Tristan Bailey, and described her as a 13-year-old female, approximately 5'4", 130 pounds, who attended Patriot Oaks Academy. Stacy advised Tristyn was last seen at approximately midnight by another sibling and was supposed to be sleeping in her bedroom. So this answers the question that I know a lot of us were having, and this was one of the main comments when Tristyn was found and we learned that she was out that late. A lot of people were saying, well, why were the parents allowing her to be out that late? Why was a 13-year-old out that late? And clearly the family did not know she was out, okay? They thought she was home asleep, okay? So they don't allow their 13-year-old to be out, because I remember that was one of the biggest things I ever seen with this case. Was everybody was like going crazy over that. So then she was last seen by her sibling. Okay, so it'll go more into details. So Stacy advised, to her knowledge, Tristyn had not snuck out of the house before. Stacy advised Tristyn's cell phone was not in her bedroom and went straight to voicemail when they called Tristyn's cell phone. Stacy advised Tristyn's cell phone locations and Snapchat locations were turned off. And I wonder if that was something that Tristyn did before she left, or was it just off? Stacy advised a family friend had Tristyn on the Life 360 application, but Tristyn stopped sharing her location. The dispatcher asked Stacy to search the house room by room while on the phone with the dispatcher. Stacy told the dispatcher she and her family had already searched the home. Stacy advised Tristyn recently began hanging out with friends in the neighborhood and participated in cheerleading for 3 different cheerleading squads. Oh my gosh. So she was in 3 different cheerleading squads. Wow, she must have been busy. Stacy advised Tristyn did not seem upset before going to bed, but has been standoffish lately and goes to her room a lot. So if you have a teenage child, this case really touched me because I have well, one of them acts like she's a teenager. She's not, but I have 2 teenage girls. So you know how they are. They go to their room a lot. They want to be on their phone talking to their friends. So you know how she says she's been a little standish off a little bit. So I wonder if she was just, being a typical teenager, or was she having any issues with anybody at school? I mean, I don't know. And again, you guys, I am not looking at chat. Okay. Stacy advised Tristyn never said anything about wanting to leave or harm herself. Stacy advised the only thing Tristyn had ever said was she felt like she didn't do anything right. And that was so heartbreaking when I read that she said she felt she couldn't do anything right. But again, when you're 13, oh my gosh, I know, like I said, because I have two daughters. So, but it's just heartbreaking that she felt that way. Stacy advised Tristyn did not take any medication for depression or anxiety. Stacy advised Tristyn did not have a boyfriend. She stated Tristyn communicates with several friends from school. Stacy advised Tristyn and a friend attend the neighborhood's food truck Friday. We have one of those out here. Oh my God, it's so good. It's a bunch of different trucks with different goodies in there. Stacy said the friends' parents drove them to the event and also picked them up afterwards. So it wasn't like they were just wandering around. Stacy stated Tristyn was discovered missing this morning after a sibling went to get her for breakfast. The 911 call concluded with the arrival of law enforcement. So they realized she was missing. The siblings went in there and they realized she was not home. So at approximately 14:54, so 2:54. 2:54. And if I'm saying this military time wrong, please correct me in the chat because, like I said, if my dad would be so upset with me. I do have my notes right here with the times because I'm like, I got to make sure I get this right because, yeah. So 14:54, 2:54 p.m. Okay. I arrived in the North Amenity Center and met with Deputy Robert Mahoney. Deputy Mahoney was the initial responding deputy and met with Stacy at 231 and gives the address. The following is synopsis of information provided by Deputy Mahoney. So let's see. Okay, so after leaving her house, so Tristyn was hanging out with Dophus III, the third. And then it goes on to say, Deputy Mahoney identified and met with Dophus III, and it gives the address, and I just redacted it. Dophus advised Tristyn was at his house the previous night and left with Aiden Fucci at approximately 1 a.m. So Dophus is another student at the school they go with. At the school they go to. So that night, Tristyn was there with Aiden, okay? So it was Dophus at his house, Aiden was there, and Tristyn showed up, okay? Deputy Limestack was also with Deputy Mahoney when they met with Dophus at his residence. Deputy Stack advised Dophus stated when Tristyn came to his house, she snuck around the north side of the house to avoid the security cameras on their residence. Dophus advised Tristyn and Aiden left his house together at that time. Tristyn was wearing a black and gray t-shirt with the word pink across the front and black sweatpants. So again, she went to his house, but the security camera isn't going to pick her up because she went around where she wouldn't be seen on camera. Deputy Mahoney then met with Aiden at his residence. And I don't know why I blacked out his residence because it's all over. So I guess I just did it that one time. And let me scroll down. Aiden advised Deputy Mahoney he and Tristyn were at Dophus's house and left together at approximately 1 a.m. So Aiden is saying that he was at his friend Dophus' house with Tristyn, but they left together at 1 in the morning. With the consent of his mother, Crystal Smith, Aiden showed Deputy Mahoney where he and Tristyn went after leaving Dophus' house. Aiden advised after he and Tristyn left from Dophus' house, they walked to the North Durban Parkway. Aiden said Tristyn then turned onto Coltersterben Drive, I probably said that wrong, to go to her home. Aiden stated he walked along North Durban Parkway and arrived home between approximately 3 to 3:30 a.m. And let me get some water really quick. How are you guys doing in chat? Okay? Again, you guys, I'm not looking at chat, so I have no idea what you guys are saying. Just hope you guys are doing okay in chat. Okay, let me go on. Now it says that Deputy Mahoney asked Aiden to clarify his timeline since it seemed odd it would take Aiden 2 hours to walk from Dophus' house to his house. And then they're referencing from the Google Maps to get the walking distance, how long that would take. And it says it would only have taken 28 minutes. So now they're starting to question his story because, obviously by the times he's given, it took him 2 hours, but it should have only took 28 minutes. So then it goes on to say, Aiden changed his story, stating he and Tristyn continued walking north along North Durban Parkway and got into an altercation after Tristyn grabbed his penis. Which to me just made me think like, oh my gosh, okay. Aiden stated he forcefully pushed Tristyn to the ground, which caused her to strike her head. Aiden advised the incident occurred near the 600 block of the North Durban Parkway, just north of Leith Hall Drive. So he's saying at that time, his story was that they were walking. They got into an argument because he's saying Tristyn grabbed him down there. And then he pushed her and she hit her head. That was his original statements to the deputy. Aiden said he was not sure if he saw Tristyn get up due to him being dizzy from smoking a marijuana earlier at Dophus' house. Smoking marijuana earlier at Dophus' house. So he's saying he doesn't even know what happened after that because he was dizzy. That was his excuse. Aiden advised after the incident with Tristyn, he walked around alone for a while. Now, let me move up. So based on Aiden's statements, the deputy believed a crime may have occurred and advised Aiden of his constitutional rights. Aiden invoked his rights and declined to provide any further statement. Aiden was returned to the North Amenity Center, at which time Aiden and his parents requested an attorney. So now we have Detective Kimberly Palazzo of the Special Victims Unit also respond to the scene. Detective Palazzo advised she spoke with Aiden, Fucci, and Dophus and learned the following information. So the Special Victims Unit, she spoke with Aiden and his friend Dophus, and this is the information that she learned. Aiden stated Tristyn could be with a drug dealer, who is in his 20s, that she communicates with through Snapchat, or she could be on a path by the North Amenity Center known for teenage drug use. And one thing I noticed when I was reading this, God, these kids have a lot of time on their hands. I was thinking that when I was reading this. These kids have a lot of free time. That's why I think it's so important, and this is just me as a mom, to keep your kids in activities. Just keep them busy. School, church, soccer, football, cheer. Just keep them going, music, whatever. Keep them busy. Okay, so where did I leave? Okay, so Aiden stated Tristyn's friend Shyla what a pretty name, would have more information. Aiden tried to call Tristyn several times, but her phone was going to voicemail. Now, Detective Palazzo advised during her conversation with Dophus, she learned the following information. So now this is her information with Aiden's friend Dophus. Dophus stated Tristyn came to his house at approximately 300 hours, so 12:30 a.m. So Dophus stated Tristyn came to his house at approximately 12:30 a.m. in the morning. Dophus told her Tristyn did not stay very long and left his house with Aiden. Dophus advised he believed Aiden dropped Tristyn off at the front of her neighborhood and continued walking to his house. Dophus believed Tristyn got caught outside of her house by her sister and then left to go meet with this drug dealer. So, okay. Dophus stated he believed Tristyn may be with the drug dealer who was in his early 20s. Now, Dophus, he did allow the detective to review his Instagram and his Snapchat account to access Tristyn's profile. So he, handed his phone over and let them go through his Snapchat to look at Tristyn's profile. So they were friends then, that tells us, on the Instagram and Snapchat, Dophus and Tristyn. Detective Palazzo did not locate any recent posting to Instagram, but noticed Tristyn's last Snapchat post was approximately 16 hours prior. And if you looked at Tristyn's Instagram, she wasn't really active on her Instagram. A lot of kids that age, they're not really into Instagram, at least from the teenagers that I know. And my boyfriend has a big family, and then I have my own, they're more big on Snapchat, I noticed that. So let me move down. So Corporal Justin Ackerman of the Special Victims Unit responded to, and it gives an address, and I just redact it because it's minor's address. And a lot of things I did redact were just the minor's addresses. I just didn't feel comfortable putting that out there, especially because this is, an active, obviously it's still going right now after an investigation right now. So to attempt to contact two of Tristyn's friends, Samantha and Lena, Corporal Ackerman advised no one was at the residence, but he was able to speak with Jerry, that's Samantha and Lena's father, via phone. Jerry stated Lena contacted Dophus earlier and was told Tristyn and the other boys snuck out in the middle of the night and were hanging around the North Amenity Center. Dophus said the two boys went home, but Tristyn was going to hang out with a 22-year-old drug dealer named Carlo. So the Special Victims Unit wanted to contact two of Tristyn's friends, Samantha and Lena. Now, they ended up talking. They weren't at home, so they were able to get a hold of the father, Jerry. And again, I did redact their last names just because they're minors, and I just didn't feel comfortable putting their last names on there. So they spoke with the father, Jerry, and he spoke with his children, obviously his daughters, and they told him that they contacted Dophus earlier. So the two friends talked to Dophus, and he told them that, she's probably out hanging out with this 22-year-old drug dealer named Carlo. Okay. Let me scroll down. Let's see. At approximately 15:29 hours, I learned Sergeant Christopher Alexander, the patrol supervisor, identified Tristyn's cell phone number as, and it gives her number. And again, I left it up because unfortunately she's no longer with us. And she had AT&T. And talks about how they requested her phone ping. And I'm just reading what it says if I need to read any of this. Okay. So they did request a 30 days of Tristyn's call and text detail records to attempt to identify a pattern of her communication. And then to see who she may have contact with the evening of May 8th through the morning of May 9th. Let's see. So then at 15:59 hours, so 3:59 p.m., they received I received the request call and text detail records from AT&T for Tristyn's cell phone, but was unable to open them at the time due to technical complications. I then relocated to the Unified Command Center located at, okay. So at that time, it looks like they were unable to open them at that time. Okay. And that's why too, I think I try to remind myself that with these cases, we want to know the truth right away. We're like, well, why don't law enforcement, why haven't they done anything? Why isn't anything being done? But it takes, and like when I was going through this, I remind myself, like, it takes time. Like, all the stuff they send out to get results from everything takes time. And I know we get frustrated. We're like, right now. But after I was reading this, I was like, it takes time. How are you guys doing in chat? Okay. Hi, Ash. Hi, Sammy. Again, you guys that are coming into chat, I'm not reading chat. I'm reading the incident report for Tristan Bailey case. Okay. Let me see. Let me go down a little bit. Okay, so at 16:30 hours, Corporal Ackerman, again, he responds to the Durban Crossing North Amenity Center, gives the address to attempt to obtain the video surveillance. So they're going to look for that. They were successful in retrieving the video footage from the Amenity Center, and it depicts the main entrance sidewalk along North Durban Parkway. The video footage depicts two suspects walking past the main entrance along the sidewalk at approximately 1:14 hours, so 1:14 on Sunday, May 9th. At the time Corporal Ackerman viewed the video footage, he was unaware the video was behind the actual time by 10 minutes and 36 seconds. Thus, the actual time the two suspects walked past the Amenity Center was approximately 1:24. Okay. So the time on the timestamp was actually behind by 10 minutes and 36 seconds. So the two suspects shown walking was actually at 1:24. So that's really good information they give us, because sometimes I know with other cases, people will wonder, well, why does it say this time? That makes no sense. Like the timestamp on a video being recorded. So like this perfect example right here, it was actually behind by 10 minutes and 36 seconds. Good information to give. And I know about some people, they're like, this is boring information. But I tell you guys all the time, I love reading anything that law enforcement gives us. I was up, I think I got this on Saturday, and I just been reading it and taking my notes. Okay, so okay. So then let me scroll up. So then right here, it says that at approximately 16:50 hours, they requested for a missing child's alert for Tristyn. Now at 17:02, it says I was able to open the AT&T call and text detail records for Tristyn. These records indicated Tristyn's last outgoing call was on May 7th, 2021, at approximately 2100 hours from her sister, SB. The records did not reflect any call or text details for May 8th, 2021. Tristyn had an incoming voice call at approximately 25. So that would have been 11. Hold on. I gotta, hold on, guys. Hold on. I just gotta make sure I have, and you guys are probably saying it in chat and I'm not looking at chat. What was it? 12:25 a.m. Okay. So Tristyn had an incoming call at 12:25 a.m. on May 9th from a phone number later identified as Aiden Fucci. The remainder of the call or text detail records were all incoming calls. So then everything else would have been after, they realized she was missing. That's when all the calls started coming in on her phone. But her last phone call, so she had a phone call, and it was from Aiden Fucci on May 9th at 12:25 a.m. So he called her that night. Okay. So at that time she was home. He called her. Okay. So it is clear to us that they are friends. They knew each other, okay? Because that was one of the things I think a lot of us were wondering. Were they friends? Did they even know each other? Was this just someone she's seen at school but didn't talk to? But as I go along, you're gonna see they were friends. They hung out together. Now let me scroll down. Okay, so at 17:10 hours, Detective Palazzo conducted audio recorded interviews with the Bailey family. The following is a synopsis of the interviews. For further information, it just says to go to the actual report attached. Now I'm going to scroll down. So this is coming from the Bailey family. Tristyn was in 7th grade at Patriot Oak Academy, was doing well in school, and was actively involved in multiple cheer teams. Again, she had her hands full for sure. Anybody who has a cheer daughter, you know how busy you are. Tristyn was in 7th grade I already read that, sorry. The Bailey family went to dinner on Saturday evening, May 8th, 2021. After dinner, the Bailey family visited one of their adult daughters and returned home at 23:45. So that was... sorry, it's just these little details that I have to know. Okay, so they returned home at 11:45 p.m. So Saturday, May 8th, they went to dinner, the whole family, and then after dinner, they visit their adult daughter, and they were home by 11:45 p.m., okay? Tristyn's sister, SB, last saw Tristyn speaking with an unknown white male wearing a backwards white baseball cap on a video chat in the garage at approximately midnight. So her sister, Tristyn's in the garage, and her sister sees her, FaceTiming, and the person she's seen was a white male wearing a backwards baseball cap, a white one. Tristyn was last seen wearing what they believe to be a white cheer skirt and dark shorts. So that would explain why on the missing flyer, it said she was last seen wearing the skirt and the black shorts. And remember, we were all like, well, why is she found in, that didn't make any sense to me. And it had me going through so many questions. So when I read this, I was like, oh, that's why, because when they last seen her at home, that's what she was wearing. Okay. So Tristyn's siblings were making, this part made me so sad, you guys. Tristyn's siblings were making Mother's Day breakfast on Sunday morning, May 9th, and went to wake Tristyn at approximately 9:40 in the morning. They were unable to locate her in the house. So that just broke my heart, because if you have children, I don't know if any of them do that for you, where on Mother's Day, they make you a Mother's Day breakfast. They take it to you when you're in bed, and they let you like sleep in and stuff. So it just broke my heart that that's what their plan was. And they go wake her up and she's not there. The Bailey family searched of the house and immediate area for Tristyn, but were met with negative results. So she wasn't obviously in the home. Forrest Bailey, Tristyn's father, and I don't know why, but I just thought that was the coolest name, Forrest. I was like, that's a cool name. Sorry, guys, I'm weird. But so her father searched the area of the North Amenity Center, but did not locate her. Stacy, again, is Tristyn's mother. She called 911 at 10 a.m. Now, her father created a social media post requesting the community assistance with searching for Tristyn. Now, this is something that I knew immediately when I started following this case, because what I was seeing on the news, by far, this family they went above and beyond. They noticed their daughter was missing. They called 911. The dad got on his Facebook, made a community post asking people, if they could come out and search for her, help them. And I remember when I watched news clippings, there was people out there in their dresses, in their heels, because it was Sunday, which was people go to church, and then it was Mother's Day, so you had people dressed up. By far, everyone came together as a community right here, and they really, obviously, because she was found later that day. So she was reported missing in the morning, and she was found that evening. But, look at her dad right here, going on social media. What is he doing? He's asking people, hey, can you come out and help me search for my daughter? And you guys know why I'm saying that, because it's just a different, and I know people are going to say it's a different community and blah, blah, blah. I don't care what type of community you live in. If your child goes missing, that's something that I think just would be like immediate response a parent would do. Go to the neighbor's house, start knocking, or if you have access to Facebook like he did, he went and made a community post just asking, can you guys help me? My daughter's missing. That's the response I would expect. And you guys know why I'm saying that. But we're not going there today. But I just wanted to point it out. That is the response you would get when you find out your child is missing. Hold on. Okay, so he made the community post asking for assistance for searching for his daughter. Tristyn had Life 360 application on her phone, which was monitored by a friend. However, the account was no longer being actively monitored. Tristyn did not have the Find My iPhone application activated. Oh, that's so horrible. And that's so good to have, that if you have an iPhone, Find My iPhone, active. Okay, so Forrest, again, Tristyn's dad, he accessed Tristyn's phone records as he was primary account holder and determined Tristyn's last used her cell phone to send a text message at 22:51 hours on May 8, 2021 to a 407 area code number. Note, this number was not reflected in the records provided by AT&T via the request call and detail records. Okay, so again, her dad's on it. Her dad's now like on checking the records because he is the primary account holder, and he's seeing who his child was last talking to. I'm telling you, this family was on it. Now at 22, hold on. Is Valerie here? Because she's texting me. I'm wondering if she found the correct link. Valerie, are you here, love? Sorry, guys. Okay. So right here where it says that Forrest, again, her dad accessed Tristyn's phone records as he was a primary account holder and determined Tristyn last used her cell phone to send a text message so that would have been 10:51 p.m. on May 8th to a 407 area code. It does go on afterwards to say who that was. So after speaking with multiple people, they assumed she snuck out the previous night. So she snuck out. And I just want to say right now, we here at the channel, we don't do victim bashing whatsoever. So she snuck out. She was 13. She snuck out. How many of you have snuck out? Okay. Yeah. Now the Bailey family said that they were not aware of her ever doing that before, meaning sneaking out of the house. And then while conducting interviews, Detective Palazzo learned Tristyn may have been in contact with a 22-year-old drug dealer named Carlo. Unknown, and it just says it doesn't know if it's with a C or a K. Carlo was described, and that gives his description. Now, while speaking with the Bailey family, SB and Stacy, so SB is the sister, and Stacy contacted a friend of Tristyn who advised she contacted Carlo, again, this drug dealer, and he denied knowing Tristyn. So Carlo, I guess, is a real person. Again, I'm not sure if he is a drug dealer. I'm not saying any of that. This is just what it says here. Now, Detective Palazzo advised she was informed of additional information that Tristyn may have been involved in an illegal activity, was afraid she would be caught, and wanted to run away. Now, this guy, Carlo, was positively identified. So they got a location for him. So they identified who this Carlo was, got his location. Now they went to go meet with him. So the detectives went to go meet with him, but were advised by residents they did not know anyone by that name. The residents were shown a photograph of Carlo and continued to advise they neither knew him or recognized him. So the address they had, he did not live there. Now it goes on to say, so then it goes on that the detectives responded to a different address to attempt to identify this alleged drug dealer, Carlo. They made contact with Marco Lindo, who advised Carlo was his brother. Marco advised Carlo was not at the residence. Marco called his brother, and the detective recorded their phone conversation. Carlo advised he had been staying at his father's residence due to his truck being broken down. Now, investigators' resources revealed Carlo's vehicle was last in St. Johns County on May 1st, 2021. They did note information later obtained failed to reveal any further problem. So pretty much, there was no connection between this alleged drug dealer, Carlo, and Tristyn. Okay. So he was excluded from the investigation. So that had nothing to do with anything. Okay. Just want to make that clear. Let's see. Okay. Now, another detective at 1800 hours conducted an audio recorded interview with Katerina Cox via phone. Katerina, I'm trying to think, who is she? Katerina advised there was a video circulating on social media, I remember this, regarding a subject named Trey, encouraging a female named Lola to sneak out the night of May 8th, 2021. Katerina advised Lola stated she was unable to sneak out, but Trey also contacted Tristyn to encourage her to sneak out the same night. Now, do you guys remember that on social media? I'm not sure if you guys follow this case from the beginning, but I do remember this. So there was a post made by, and I'm not sure if it was the actual parent or someone shared the parent's post, but that this parent was saying that their daughter was contacted by by Trey, who is Dophus. So Dophus Trey. This is also, remember, he's Aiden's friend. And that's where Aiden and Tristyn were at that night. So on this post, I remember it was saying that, that Dophus tried contacting her daughter to sneak out that night, but she didn't. And then they end up trying to contact Tristyn. So I do remember seeing that on social media. Now, let me go on. That's why, really quick, when you see these posts, on social media, some of them are legit. Some of them are legit posts. Some of them, I do question them. Like, do they really know the family or anyone involved, or is just a troll starting stuff? But there are some that are legit. Now, at 1806 hours, I was notified the sheriff's office received a call from Daniel Hart, who advised he located and appeared to be a deceased female in a wooded area. So this was the neighbor, not the immediate neighbor, but he lived in the area. Okay, so patrol units respond and located a deceased female, later identified. We know that was Tristan Bailey, and they pronounced her death, Tristyn deceased at 1815 hours. So 6:15, they pronounced her deceased. So again, it goes on to right here to say Tristyn was located in a wooded area approximately 80 feet from the southernmost end of the retention pond, south of the Derby Creek Nursery. Now it gives the address for that. Tristyn was laying on her right side with her head pointed to the east, looking north, and her feet pointed to the west. Tristyn's right leg was bent slightly at the knee, and her left leg was bent at a 90-degree angle at the knee. Tristyn's right arm was extended with a slight bend at the elbow, and her left arm was bent at the elbow with her hand touching her chin. Oh, it's so heartbreaking, you guys. Tristyn was wearing a black Victoria's Secret shirt with the word pink on the front, black Nike brand sweatpants, and a black and white slip-on Vans brand shoes. Now, some of the stuff, it might be, I just want to give, it may be sensitive for some of you guys, so I just want to put that out there. So Tristyn's hair appeared to be matted. Ugh. 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 Sorry, guys. I get emotional. I'm an emotional creature because, I have teenage daughters, so I'm just imagining, like, my gosh, what if it's just horrible. So her hair appeared to be matted and red in color, which appeared to be blood. Tristyn had multiple sharp force injury wounds on her hands, arms, and neck, and appeared to have an additional sharp force trauma injury to her back, evident by the holes in her shirt. In the immediate vicinity, crime scene technician Marilyn Butts located a gold-toned ring, a cell phone later identified as Tristyn's cell phone, a $20 bill, and a pink vape device. Hold on, you guys. Now, CST Butts advised she located a possible shoe impression within the wooded area as well as a Powerade bottle near the pond. CST Butts advised she did not locate any other items of possible eventuary value, nor did she observe any suspicious circumstances around the scene. So they just found, obvious, by Tristyn was her cell phone, $20 bill, and a gold-toned ring, so a ring she wore. I don't know why that just broke my heart when I heard it was a ring. My daughter wears one ring. And then a pink vape pen, and then around the immediate area was the Powerade bottle and a shoe impression. Now it goes on to say CST Butts collected the cell phone after processing the scene. Then they later transferred it to forensics to be processed. How are you guys holding up in chat? Okay, I have no idea. I haven't even looked at it this whole time. You guys are probably trying to tell me something, and I'm like, I'm not even paying attention. You guys are doing okay? Let me see. You guys are doing okay? Yes? Okay. Now, several locations were secured for the purpose of the investigation, and then it just gives the location. So obviously, Aiden's home, Dophus home. He is, again, where Aiden and Tristyn were last at the house. And then, of course, Bailey's, the Durban Amenity Center, and then the nursery. Okay, now it goes on to say that Detective Newman conducted a sworn audio recorded interview with Anthony. He is a fellow student. He goes to school with them at Patriot Oaks Academy. And again, I just blocked out his last name because he's a minor. Now, Anthony advised he last saw Tristyn on Friday, May 7th, 2021 at the Derby Crossing Food Truck Friday. At the time, Tristyn was with her fellow students Ryan and Josh. Anthony advised Ryan stated Tristyn was seen getting into a black minivan at approximately 0300 hours on the morning of Sunday, May 9th, 2021. And it gives the address that they're saying it at. Note, this information was not consistent with the evidence later obtained and was not investigated further. So the information this young man, Anthony, gave, it wasn't consistent with anything else. So they just didn't look into it. Now, at 1830, so 6:30, Again, this is all in one day, you guys, okay? All in one day. I tell you, she was reported missing in the morning and she was found that evening. So now at 6:30 p.m., Sergeant Mo responded to the Bailey residence with Detective Palazzo, Detective Corral, Deputy Paul Beasley, and Patriot Oaks Academy Youth Resource Deputy to provide the next of kin death notification. Ugh. So they went to the home to let the family know. Now, sorry if you guys hear background noise. There's a bunch of kids playing around outside, having a good old time before school starts. At 18:31 hours, Detective Carver conducted a sworn audio record interview with Daniel Hart, who located Tristyn. Daniel stated he searched. So this is the neighbor. I don't want to say neighbor. This is the man who found her body. Okay. So this is going to be a sworn audio recorded interview with him, with Daniel, who located Tristyn. Now, Daniel stated he searched the wooded area and pond near his house after returning from a run. While searching the area, that's when he located what appeared to be a deceased female and immediately called 911. So, he went for a run, started looking around his own area, and that's when he found her. Imagine that. And this was Mother's Day, you guys. Jesus Christ. Now at 18:37. Okay, so drive for potential witness. So again, throughout this, it does just say, certain detectives are just canvassing the area for potential witnesses, just driving around seeing if they could talk to anybody that might have known something. Now at 18:40 hours, Detective Thomas responded to Aiden's residence located, and it gives his address in reference to securing the residence. Now, there were two deputies already there at the residence and advised no one was at the residence. The residence was secured with crime scene tape pending the application of a search warrant. So they, were securing it and waiting for that search warrant to come through. Now, at 1900 hours, they were drafting search warrants by this time. So that's what that just says. We know the assistant state attorney is Jennifer Denton. And then, so they were just drafting the search warrant at this time. Now, Detective Bailey, I think it is, responded to, and then it gives the address, which was listed as Aiden's home, okay, on record. So this was the address that was listed with the Patriot School. So what that means is that they went to an address that the school had, okay, that was supposed to be Aiden's. Upon arrival, he met with homeowner Andy, who advised he was the cousin of Aiden's stepfather, Michael. Now, Andy stated Aiden did not have a bedroom or any belongings at his residence. Andy advised he allowed Aiden's parents to use the address to register Aiden at Patriot Oaks Academy. So pretty much what that's just saying that the address the school had, Aiden didn't live there, but like many parents do, to be able to send your kid to a better school or a school closer to you, or not closer, maybe a little further, but it's better. They feel like they'll use a family that or friend that address is able for them to go to that school. So that's pretty much what that's just saying there. Now moving on. So now they met with another residence, and they got more video surveillance. So this video depicts two subjects walking east on the sidewalk of Saddlestone Drive in front of his residence at approximately 1:45 a.m. For reference, only the south side of the Saddlestone Drive has a sidewalk. Okay. Now, on this surveillance, one of the suspects appeared to be wearing a light in color hooded sweatshirt and what was clearly recognizable as a pair of white shoes with a distinguishable black Nike swoosh So the white Nike, black Nike sign. The second subject appeared to be significantly shorter than the first subject and was wearing what appeared to be a light-colored shirt and black shoes. Now it goes on to say that the video next depicted one subject walking west away from the area of the pond at approximately 3:27, so 3:27 a.m. This appeared to be the first subject wearing a light in color hoodie sweatshirt, as the suspect was observed on the video walking west. The subject appeared to be carrying a pair of white shoes and again with that black Nike logo. So what they're saying is that at 3:27, before that, it showed two people walking into this area. And then at 3:27, it showed one, and the one walking out was carrying the shoes, the white shoes with the black Nike symbol. They did collect the video footage and they put it into evidence. Now, Deputy Parker responded to the North Amenity Center and transported Aiden to the SJSO Central Investigation Division, CID. Detective Holland conducted a sworn audio recorded interview with Dophus III, that's the father, and then his son, which is Dophus Jr. Now, and it gives their address. The following, again, so it's just synopsis of the interview. And then it just goes on for further details to look at the electronically attached report. So this is going to be what was discussed in this interview with Dophus. Again, he is the child who Tristyn and Aiden went to his house that night. So he's there now with his father. They're at their house and they're being talked to. So Dophus Jr. stated his son Dophus III was friends with Aiden and knows Aiden's family. Dophus III, so I'm just going to say the father, okay? So the father, Dophus, the friend, okay? And Aiden regularly hung out together skateboarding. Now, the father said Dophus Jr. said Aiden has a girlfriend named, and I blacked out the name right there, who he has never met. Now, when I go on, I didn't black out the name. I don't know why I did it right there. So Dophus Jr. advised he does not know and has never met Tristyn. Dophus Jr. said he went to bed at approximately 2100 hours on May 8 and woke up the next day at approximately 6 a.m. Dophus Jr. advised he woke his son up today at approximately 7 a.m. and learned Aiden came over to the house overnight and hung out for a while. Dophus Jr. advised his son was not allowed to have friends over to the house due to being on punishment. Dophus Jr. advised law enforcement came to his house at approximately 11 a.m. in reference to missing juvenile investigation. Dophus Jr. stated after law enforcement left, Dophus III advised Tristyn was also over during the night. Imagine that as a parent, though. Law enforcement shows up to your house because, what did it say, for a missing juvenile, so for a missing teenager. Your son says, by the way, mom or dad, my friend came over last night, and your kid's on punishment. Then after law enforcement leaves, your child tells you, by the way, the missing person they're looking for, she was also here. Imagine that. I'd be like, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. Where did I leave off? So Dophus Jr. advised his house has security cameras. However, Dophus III knows the location of the cameras and normally sneaks out of the view of the cameras. So the dad has cameras, but his son already knows where the cameras are going to be angled, so he knows how to go around it. Remember what it was like to be 13. I never had to sneak out. Now let's go on. Okay. So right here it just says that Detective Newman, he relieved the detective that was at Aiden's house at the time. Let me scroll up. Okay, so now forensic let me move around. Hold on, guys. So now we're going to go into, is this it? Let me see. So forensic investigators Shanann Miller and Daniel Nichols from the district medical examiner office responded to the location of Tristyn's body. So now at 26 hours, the forensic investigators and the medical examiner's office respond to where Tristyn was found. Sergeant Garnes contacted Deputy Mahoney regarding additional information he may have regarding the case, as Deputy Mahoney went off duty prior to the discovery of Tristyn's deceased body. Deputy Mahoney advised while conducting a pat-down for weapons of Aiden at the North Amenity Center, he located a blue handle folding knife. Now, Deputy Mahoney advised he inspected the knife but did not observe anything suspicious on it and turned the knife over to Aiden's father, Jason Fucci. So right here what it's saying is this is before they knew what happened to Tristyn, okay, that this deputy had talked to Aiden, he pat him down, found the blue knife, and then he didn't see anything on it. Again, Tristyn's body hadn't been found yet. And he handed the knife over to Aiden's father, Jason. Okay, his name is Jason. And I tell you guys, there's a lot of knives in this case. My goodness. Okay. So Jason, again, is Aiden's father, was contacted and advised he placed the knife on the bumper of his truck and forgot to retrieve it before leaving the North Amenity Center, further advising it may have fallen off his bumper somewhere. So the detective, he responded to the amenity center in reference to searching the area for the knife, but was unable to locate it. So when they asked the father, Jason, about the knife, okay, because obviously they realized she's been murdered now. This has taken a different turn. So they contact him and advised him, about that blue knife that Aiden had on him. The dad said that he placed the knife on the bumper of his truck and forgot to retrieve it before leaving the North Amenity Center. And it must have fallen off and got lost. I'm just going to give my opinion right here. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe the dad put it on the bumper and it got lost. This is my opinion. Okay. I think the dad got rid of it. That's my opinion. Don't come for me. I think the dad had a feeling, my God, that my son, this is my opinion, my son probably had something to do with this. This might have been, they didn't know, and I'm going to get rid of this. I think that's my personal opinion. I don't believe he put it on the bumper and he just drove off. But again, that wasn't the knife used anyways, but at that time, no one knew that, okay? That got me mad. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Now at 20:49 hours, Aiden was delivered to CID and placed in an interview room 2. So interview room 2, which was both audio and video recorded. Now he had his mother and father both there. So his mother again is Crystal Smith. His father is Jason Fucci. They were both present with Aiden. Now, while inside the interview room, Jason and Crystal both made several comments advising Aiden not to speak about any possible involvement he may have had, and also advised Aiden the room was being recorded. Now, this is very telling right here for me because, like I said earlier, if this ever was me with my 2 children, I know my 2 children, I would never ever think they could be responsible for this type of crime or any crime, So I would just have been like, no way. But it's just very telling that I feel like from the very beginning, they believed their son was capable of being part of something. You know what I'm saying? So they advised him not to say anything, which again, I guess is smart. People are like, Now, Crystal and Jason, mother and father again, began asking. So they tell him not to say anything, right? So they're telling him, don't say anything, be quiet, pretty much. Now they're going to start asking him questions. My goodness. So they begin asking Aiden questions about the incident, which Aiden answered the following. Again, it's just telling you that for further details referring to this video recording, which has been placed into audience to look into that, this is just a synopsis of it. Okay. So both Crystal and Jason advised Aiden not to speak until his attorney arrived. Crystal then advised Aiden the girl, referring to Tristyn, so the girl, was found in their neighborhood down the main street. Let me move this. Aiden asked, is she good? Crystal responded, no, she's dead. That's why this is very important. It's all on you right now. Oh my gosh. Aiden responded, how is it my problem? Wow, oh my gosh. Crystal and Jason both advised Aiden he was the last one seen with her. Jason asked Aiden, so his father asked him if he understood this was a serious situation. Aiden advised he understood. Crystal and Jason both told Aiden the Snapchat he posted in the back of the police car was not a smart idea, and they have been receiving threats because of it. Jason asked Aiden if he had any scrapes or anything on him. Oh my God. Aiden responded, no, sir. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Excuse my language. Are you kidding me, Dad? Jason asked Aiden if he told the police anything different, which neither he nor Crystal knew. Aiden stated he did not. Aiden then explained he told the police Tristyn probably got picked up by her drug dealer. Additionally, Aiden advised Tristyn was not going to go home and he was going to find someone to stay with. So Aiden's telling his family the same thing he's been saying, that she probably met a drug dealer. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Sorry. As a parent, this gets me a little upset. I'm not going to lie, okay? It does. I'm trying to be very cool and respectful here, but it just blows my mind. Now, Crystal continues asking about where Tristyn went after Aiden left. Aiden stated she probably kept walking. Jason interjected and stated Aiden pushed her down, then kept walking. Now, that's very telling too, because that tells me they know the type of son they have. You know, Aiden said that he just, that Aiden says that she probably kept walking. And then the dad's like, oh, you probably pushed her and kept walking. So that right there just tells me, you know, your son, sorry, is he has some issues. You know, your son has issues if you say that. Okay. And I really wonder, how was he at home? How was he? Because he does have another sibling. I know of one. I'm not sure if he has more, but I wonder, how did he treat that sibling? How was the relationship with his mom? Now, we know his parents are separated. You know, how was his relationship with each parent? We know the dad has a record. We know that. I'm not going to talk about that today. But, you know, I just wonder, what was his home life like? So then Jason, okay, wait, sorry. So Jason interjected and stated Aiden pushed her down, then kept walking. Jason then cut himself off and stated, we probably shouldn't be talking in here. You think so, parents? You think so? Jason then, and sorry, it's just coming from my, sorry guys. I can't even see chat. What are you guys all saying? So Jason then stated, you walked away. You came straight home. You didn't turn around. You didn't turn around back around. Wait, you didn't turn around back around to see where she went. Aiden shook his head, no. So the dad's saying, you didn't turn to look to see where she was going. Jason then asked, what are you doing outside that late at night? Aiden stated he was at Dophus' house hanging out. Well, I mean, to me, I'm going to just say it looks like Aiden probably goes out late a lot. Okay. And remember, the dad's asking him that because the parents are separated. They don't live together. Okay. Um, Jason asked, did you kiss or do anything with them? I don't know why he said them. Aiden stated he kissed Tristyn and denied doing anything further. Jason then asked, so your DNA is going to be on her? Aiden did not respond. Oh my God. Jason stated, we saw your shoes were off on camera. Why were your shoes off? Aiden responded, because my feet were hurting and those shoes give me blisters. Now, Crystal asked Aiden, so his mom, she asked Aiden if he came home, then snuck back out again, or if he was at Dophus' house the whole day. Aiden stated he did not sneak back out and was at Dophus' house the whole day. Jason advised because of the Snapchat Aiden and Dophus took in the back of the police car, people on social media believe Aiden and Dophus raped and murdered Tristyn. Aiden did not respond. Crystal asked Jason, so mom asked dad, if Aiden was going to be kept with police. Jason stated he did not know. There was no evidence he knew of, and asked Aiden if he knew anything he did not know of. So mom is asking the dad, is our son going to stay here? What's going to happen with him, pretty much, Crystal asked Aiden if Tristyn really grabbed him and he pushed her. Aiden stated Tristyn did grab him. Jason asked if Aiden knew what happened after he pushed her. Aiden stated no. Crystal asked if Tristyn said ow or got mad. Aiden stated Tristyn yelled out his name. He pushed her and he told Tristyn to F off and he walked away. Now, Aiden stated Tristyn probably walked off because she was no longer next to him and he did not look back. So Aiden is saying that Tristyn yelled out his name and he pushed her and told her to F off. Sorry, guys. Jason asked if there was anything to worry about. Aiden indicated no. Crystal advised Aiden their house was being searched. Jason asked Aiden why he was damp or wet when he got home. Interesting. Aiden advised he was wet due to water from a cup that he spilled on himself. Jason pressed Aiden on how he was wet. Aiden stated he fell. So Aiden gets home and his clothes are wet. Okay. And then the dad is asking him and he says he was wet because he spilled a cup. But obviously his clothes probably were way more damp. That's why the dad was thinking probably no, I don't think so. And then he stated he fell, which you fell and how'd you get wet? That makes no sense. So obviously this kid can't keep his story straight, right? Now, it says that the detectives entered the room and requested Jason and Crystal's consent to collect DNA. So they wanted to get Aiden's DNA. They wanted to do some swabs, some photographs, some fingernail scrapings from Aiden. And then the mom said, let me scroll down. She advised that they were going to wait for their attorney to arrive. Now it goes on to say, after Detective Thomas left the room, Jason and Crystal, so he goes in there trying to get the DNA and the photographs, but they said no. So then he leaves the room. And then Jason and Crystal explained the things Detective Thomas requested were DNA tests. So they're explaining that to Aiden to make sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so after Detective Thomas left the room, Jason and Crystal explained the things Detective Thomas requested were a DNA test to make sure nothing was underneath his nails and nothing was on his body. Crystal explained detectives were going to go home and collect the clothes Aiden was wearing. So they're pretty much letting Aiden know, make sure there's nothing under your nails and there's nothing on your body. My goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Whew. Jason asked, there will be nothing on those clothes, right? Aiden stated, no, sir. Oh, no, sir. Now you have manners. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Crystal asked if Aiden wore khakis or blue jeans. Aiden advised he wore blue jeans. Crystal asked again if Aiden was sure there was nothing on them. Aiden replied, I don't think so. Why? Crystal then gave Aiden a questioning look and whispered, blood. Crystal then stated, when we looked on the camera, you were wearing khakis. Shortly after, Crystal asked, right? Aiden then indicated yes. This appeared to be Crystal attempting to convince Aiden he was wearing khaki pants instead of blue jeans. Oh my goodness. So the mom's in there and she's telling Aiden, you were wearing khakis, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like trying to like convince, like tell him to say yes, because she knew that there was blood on those blue jeans. Crystal asked Aiden about the alleged drug dealer. Aiden advised he never saw this drug dealer and has only heard about him. Jason asked about a rumor of Aiden and Tristyn getting into a black car to get drugs. Aiden stated he did not. Now, right here, there's something here because you can tell it's been redacted. I didn't do that. I don't know what it was. So there was something there that's been redacted. You can tell because you can see it here, here, and here, and here. And then there's such a big gap. So they didn't want to see something. I wonder what it was. Now it goes on to say Jason asked again. So this, I'm going to just speculate right here. Because based off what this thing said, when I first read this is what I thought. I wondered if they were asking if he did anything sexually to Tristyn. I wonder if that's what was right here. Maybe because, right, it goes from Jason asked about a rumor of Aiden and Tristyn getting into a black car to get drugs. Aiden stated he did not. And then we jump to Jason asked again if Aiden kissed Tristyn last night. Aiden advised he did kiss Tristyn along the walk. So I'm not sure what's missing from right here. Crystal stated she didn't see why Aiden kissed Tristyn. Then she grabbed Aiden and then Aiden pushed her, which, it doesn't make sense. You kiss her, she grabs you, and then you push her. Like, it didn't make sense. Jason and Crystal explained an autopsy would be completed and explain what could be discovered during the autopsy. Oh my gosh. So they're probably letting him know, like, if you did anything sexually to her. Oh my God, my hair. It's going to come out maybe, I'm thinking. Okay, so you guys are still doing good. And I'll look at questions afterwards, you guys. We're kind of done. We're halfway done. Where did I leave off? Okay. Crystal asked Aiden if he ever said why it took him so long to get home. Aiden stated he walked around by himself, slowly looking at the stars. Really? So the mom's asking, hey, did you tell law enforcement what took you so long to get home? Because she wants to know what he should say. At approximately 21:08 hours, Detective Manny entered the room again. And they took Crystal, Jason, and Aiden to a different room. Okay, so now they're going to take them to a different room with their lawyer, Anwar Snobber. He was waiting for them. Okay, so now they're in the room with the lawyer. Obviously, law enforcement ain't in there. Now, at approximately 22:26, hold on, let me see. So, hold on, guys. So, okay. I just want to see something. 2226. Okay, so at 9:08, they go in the room to speak with the lawyer. So they go in there and they're speaking with the lawyer. He's not their lawyer no more. We do know that. And then they walk out at 10:26. So they were in there for quite a few, talking to the lawyer. Now it says that at 10:26 p.m., so all of them, Aiden, Crystal, Jason, they come back into the room where it has the recording and the audio with they are clearly more upset now in their demeanor, it says. So they're all sniffling and appear they have recently been crying. So I'm wondering when they spoke with the lawyer if Aiden said the truth right then and there. Because clearly they learned some information where they were all crying. So, Now it goes on to say, Crystal reminded Aiden the room was being recorded again. And again, she just instructed him not to say anything, but then she's asking all these questions. And then Jason and Crystal made several comments about Aiden not coming home this evening and spoke with detectives about where Aiden would be placed for the night and the next several days. So the family, after they come out of that room with speaking with their lawyer, whatever conversation they had, clearly now they're thinking they're thinking their son's going to be arrested right then and there, because they're asking, where is he going to be? So they're already thinking he's going to be arrested. Now, they made a note. It says these comments were made after consulting with their attorney and before any decision. Okay, so just like I said, so these comments that the family was making about Aiden not being able to come home and where is he going to be, because they believe, he's going to be arrested. So these comments were made after consulting with their attorney and before any decision was made or communicated to arrest Aiden. So no one even said he was arrested yet. But the family, after they were speaking with the lawyer, they came out and they were like, okay, where is he? Where are you guys going to keep him at? So that's interesting. So I think they knew right then and there what happened. So Aiden asked Crystal, his mom, and Jason, his dad, if there was a chance of him going home this evening. Crystal stated they are gonna search my house first, and if there is any kind of anything that links, but I doubt he is gonna go home, Jason. Aiden then stated, I know, I'm staying here. Now, Jason, the dad, began typing something into an apparent text application on his phone, and Jason and Aiden were observed passing the phone back and forth several times. Oh my gosh. This appeared to be a means of communication between Jason and Aiden, so, that law enforcement wouldn't know. So the dad's right there, and then handing it, and then he would read, I don't know. This is just, I don't know. So Crystal asked Aiden, so his mom asked him if he was high last night. Aiden stated he was not. Aiden stated he smoked CBD last night, not TCH. Aiden stated TCH gets him high, CBD does not. Crystal then stated, I'm just trying to think if you did something stupid, maybe something made you do it, so that would justify it. Let me read that again. So Aiden's mother is asking him if he smoked marijuana. Aiden says no. And then she's just saying she's trying to think if you did something stupid, maybe something made you do it, just so that would justify it. Nothing's going to justify what he did. Nothing. This 14-year-old needed help. He needed help, you guys. I said it in the beginning. I seriously believe if he was not caught, he would have killed somebody else. He would continue killing until he was caught. So I know as a parent, she's probably just trying to figure out what made him do it. But I feel like throughout this, there were signs that this family seen. There's no doubt in my mind. There were signs that they seen that this child needed some help. He had clearly in this, you're going to see he had anger issues. There's so many knives too in this case. Like, my goodness, how many knives do you have in a home? And I'm not saying cutting knives. I'm like knives. Okay. Let me go on. While Aiden was in the interview room, now Detective Thomas attempted to interview both Jason and Crystal independently about any information regarding this investigation. During the audio and video recorded interviews, both Jason and Crystal refused. So they just tried to talk to them separate, the parents, but both of them declined to give anything, which that's their right. Now, at approximately 23:46 hours, a search warrant was obtained to collect evidence from the person of Aiden. Okay, so that's just saying that they got the search warrant, and the signed copy search warrant was sent to the detectives and all that. So again, they got a search warrant to collect. Now they got the warrant to collect the fingernail scrapings, his clothing, photographs, and stuff like that. So they got the warrant for that, and they did that. Okay, so while Cam now at approximately 20:54 hours, now while canvassing the area of Saddlestone Drive, so they went to one of the homeowners or someone who lived there. His name was Zach. Now, Zach advised he located video footage he believed may be relevant after discovering the timestamp on his video system was incorrect. So again, this was somebody else who lived in the area who looked at his surveillance camera. He seen something that he thought would be important. So this is what it's saying. So upon later review of the video depicts two suspects walking east on the sidewalk along Saddlestone Drive toward the area of the pond. Now, the two suspects appeared identical to the description of the suspects observed on the video surveillance from the other one. So pretty much what they're saying is what they seen on that with the suspects, what they look like and what they're wearing, it was consistent to the other surveillance video from the other person's house. So that right there. So they had another video of showing them together. Now, I'm just seeing if this is stuff I should read or it doesn't really need me to read it. So the next video depicted one suspect appearing to be taller suspect wearing a light colored hoodie, running west along the sidewalk on Saddlestone Drive at approximately 3:27 hours. The video system was also equipped with audio and sound of the suspect's feet hitting the pavement while running were clear. Additionally, the suspect appeared to be carrying something in his right hand. However, the video's footage appeared to be blurry and the carried item could not be positively identified. And it says, based on the video from the previous obtained at the other residence, the timeline appearing with this one is consistent. It was also noted that the carried item observed in the video footage was the white shoe with the the black Nike symbol. Now we have another Corporal Ackerman. He made contact with Andy, and it gives the address, so I covered it. Now, during this interview, Andy repeated information previously advised by Detective Bailey. Andy further advised he did not have any knowledge about the investigation. A deputy came to his house earlier in the day looking for Aiden in reference to a missing juvenile investigation. Then the deputy went to Aiden's house. Andy advised he was aware investigators were preparing a search warrant for his house, but also stated he could give voluntary consent for investigation. So again, this guy, Andy, he was, remember when they went to the school to get Aiden's address. This was the address on file. It was a family member. I forgot who it was, but he's saying he doesn't live here. He just used the address for the school. And he's like, hey, check my house. That's fine. You don't need a warrant. Come check it. So he had nothing to hide. Now, okay, so at approximately 21:02 hours, Dophus III was delivered to CID and placed in interview room 3. So again, this is the friend that Tristyn and Aiden, they were at his house. So now he is being interviewed. Again, it has audio and video recorded in there. During the time, Dophus III was alone in the interview room and did not make any statements which could incriminate either him or Aiden. Now, Dophus III did suffer a nosebleed and was provided paper towels by the detective. Now, CST Rockwell entered the room and photographed Dophus III and collected, DNA swabs. A voluntary. Make sure I say that. He volunteered it. Now, he was provided a ride home, and I'm wondering, where was his father? Okay, so now we have Detective Holland and Stephanie Willington. Okay, so now they go to Dophus's house. And that's why I have it blacked out, because it's his address. Now, they had written permission to search provided by Dophus Jr. Within the residence, a black hoodie sweatshirt was previously described by Dophus Jr. was located in the laundry room. In Dophus's bedroom, a pair of brass knuckles were located on the dresser, numerous pairs of Van brand shoes, and a black blanket with dirt. Detective Holland shared the information on what was located in the house with Dophus Jr. A property receipt was completed for the black hoodie sweatshirt, brass knuckles, and the blanket with dirt. And then they released the house back to the father. So when they went to search the friend's house, they took a blanket with dirt, they took brass knuckles, and a black hooded sweatshirt. Okay. Now, St. John's Family Funeral Home transported Tristyn to the district medical examiner office, where a post-mortem examination was scheduled for the morning on May 10th. Now, Corporal Ackerman obtained written consent from Andy to search the residence. Again, remember, that was I can't remember he's a family member, but they used his address for Aiden to be able to go to the school he was at. So they searched his residence. They did not locate anything, and they released it. So they just searched it and nothing was found. So that was left. That they went on. Now at 23:20 hours, a search warrant for Aiden's cell phone. That was, let's see. Okay, so then right here is just saying a search warrant was given for his cell phone. Now, Detective Cosley later advised he was unable to capture complete forensic download of Aiden's cell phone due to his cell phone operating off a beta operating system, one which had not yet been publicly released. Therefore, the forensic software was not able to capture a complete set of data for the download. Interesting. Now, so then it just does another search warrant, and this is was filed for the record for the incomplete data for the result of that cell phone. Okay, so now right here, they're doing the search warrant for Aiden's house. So this is what they collected at his house. Okay, so again, this is going to be the search warrant for Aiden's home, and it says one black Buck brand knife sheath located in the middle east drawer of the dresser, located inside the west closet wall of Aiden's bedroom, and then located by Detective Newman. Now, Detective Newman advised this sheet was commonly known to carry a folding Buck brand knife. In the search of the residence, a Buck brand knife was not located. So they found the holder for the knife, but not the knife. One pair of wet white Nike brand high top athletic shoes with possible blood that was located between the dresser and the west closet wall of Aiden's bedroom. The possible blood was tested, which yield a possible positive result for presence of blood. Now, one white short sleeve t-shirt with possible blood. This was located under the dresser in the closet in Aiden's bedroom. Now, they tested, which ended up being a positive result for the presence of blood. One white piece of paper with handwriting and possible blood located in Aiden's bedroom on the closet floor after the dresser was removed. So they took the dresser out and they found a piece of paper with some writing. I wonder what was written on there. It doesn't say if it was blood on there because it doesn't say that on here, but they thought it was possible blood. Now, one pair of wet blue denim jeans located inside of the laundry basket along the east wall in Aiden's bedroom. Remember, those were the jeans he was wearing. And then the drain of the bedroom bathroom sink, adjacent to Aiden's bedroom, appeared to have dirt residue on or near the drain. The drain was tested for blood, and then that came back with a positive result. Now, the drain trap with water in the drain was removed by Detective Holland. They also took one LTS DVR video surveillance system. So they removed the family surveillance system from the home. Okay. How are you guys doing? Are you guys bored? I don't know. I love reading this stuff, you guys. How are you guys doing? I just love this information because this tells us a lot. I mean, it answered a lot of questions for me. I don't know about you guys, but we're going to get into more of other stuff right now. But let's see. Okay, so again, Corporal Ackerman and Detective Tubali. I wonder if I'm saying that correctly. So they responded. Again, it's the address. I just blacked it out. To make contact with Laura and her daughter, Olivia, who reported having information about another suspect possibly involved in Tristyn's death. During a sworn audio recorded interview, Olivia, who was the daughter, she advised she knew Tristyn and used to cheer with her. Olivia advised she knew Aiden from a previous class at Fruit Cove Middle School, but did not know Dophus very well. Olivia further advised she discovered a group chat on Snapchat between Aiden, Dophus, and another subject named Abton regarding the incident. Additionally, Abton communicated through Snapchat vivid details on what he believed Aiden did to Tristyn. So what that's saying is that this other teenage girl, Olivia, she found a group chat on Snapchat, and it was between Aiden, Dophus, and another boy named Abton. And it seemed that Abton was communicating through the Snapchat vivid details of what he believed Aiden did to Tristyn. And if you guys are following this case, you guys know some of the comments, you guys, were, I mean, there was this hashtag free Aiden. You thought Shanann Watts was bashed, right? Victim bashed, right? My God, the bashing that was done on Tristan Bailey blew my freaking mind. I couldn't believe the comments I was reading. They were horrible. People were saying things I couldn't believe people were even typing these things, saying, I'm not even going to go into what they were saying, but if you follow the case, you know what I'm talking about because I'm sure you read those comments. They were on her Instagram. People were going on there. People were saying things even in the groups. I was like, what the fuck? But yeah, really horrible stuff. So now at 03:30 hours, Aiden Fucci was arrested and charged with second-degree murder for his suspected involvement in Tristyn's murder, based on the following circumstances. So Aiden Fucci was identified as a suspect who last had contact with Tristyn, so he was the last one with her. He provided inconsistent statements. But he did admit to leaving Dophus residence with Tristyn at 1:10 a.m. and returning home at 3:30 a.m. Now, video footage obtained from the Saddlestone Drive on May 10th at 1:45 hours depict two suspects walking east towards the pond where Tristyn was later located deceased. One of the suspects was wearing what clearly was the pair of the shoes. We remember the white Nikes with the black logo. So that's very clear on the audio. Now the second appeared to be wearing dark clothing. Okay, and we know Tristyn was wearing dark clothing. Tristyn was located deceased in an area consistent with the direction of travel of the two suspects observed on video. Tristyn was found with multiple sharp force trauma injuries and was wearing clothing consistent with the second subject observed in the video surveillance. The same video depicts one subject walking west away from the pond carrying, again, the shoes with the Nike at 3:27 a.m. Now, while Aiden Fucci was in an audio and video recorded interview with his mother, remember when he was in there with Crystal and his father Jason, Aiden's parents asked him about coming home at approximately 3:30 a.m. from the video surveillance in their residence. Now, specifically, Aiden was asked why he was carrying his shoes. Remember, they asked him that, to which he responded, his feet hurt. So this right here identified himself as a suspect observed in the video surveillance carrying his shoes. So because the parents asked him that in the room when they were talking to him about why were you carrying your shoes, and then they have video of Tristyn and him walking over there in the wooded area, and then one person coming out carrying his shoes. It just linked them even more, pretty much is what they're saying. The search warrant then, the search warrant executed for Aiden's residence. They took several items with evidence which appeared to have been hidden in Aiden's bedroom. And then again, remember, they tested positive for blood. Aiden was secured. Okay, and then it just says that he was secured and booked and charged without further incident. Now, as Aiden was being placed under arrest, Detective Jacob Manning took Jason Fucci's cell phone. Due to Jason and Aiden passing the cell phone back and forth when they were communicating through text. So pretty much what that's saying, remember when they were in the room and the dad, I don't understand why the fuck the dad did this, but the dad's texting on his phone. Hey, welcome Solo, Sock to the crew. I just seen that pop up. The dad's texting on the phone, then passing it to his son, and then Aiden was texting. You're doing all that in the... I don't understand the thinking. And so because of that, you know what? Law enforcement said, give me that motherfucking phone. We're keeping that phone. So they took the dad's phone, which they had every right to do. So it doesn't say, and it goes on to say on here that when this report was written, they didn't have the results for what they were texting. But later on, it will be known. And I want to know what the dad was texting him. I'm waiting for that. I am. But we'll learn about that. So they took the dad's phone. Now, let's see. Okay, so now at 3:45. So that, what is that? Is that AM? So 03:45 hours. That's AM, right? Can someone correct me? Because I look it up and it's AM. Oh, Margie, thank you for that super chat. Lovely girl. Margie, I wear my bracelet, Margie, just so you know, every single day. I'm a sucker for bracelets. I love them so much. So I wear this every day. 03:45 hours. That's 3:45 AM. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Please, please, please. Hey, Harmony. Hi, Nicole Morgan. I'm just waiting till someone correct me. I believe it's 3:45 AM. It is AM. Okay, thank you guys. So, gosh. So at 3:45 AM, they go and meet with Forrest and Stacy Bailey. That's late, no? but I guess, I'm, well, it all, no, I guess not, because you got to think too, it's all the same day. So, well, the next day, but um, I'm sure the parents didn't get any sleep. So at 3:45, law enforcement met with Forrest and Stacy Bailey. So that's Tristan Bailey's father and mother, to advise them an arrest had been made in the matter. Now, furthermore, I advised them that Dophus, the friend, had been released from custody, as his possible involvement could not be determined at this time. So at that time, he was released because, they couldn't, there was no possible involvement at that time. So, but imagine learning as a parent, your daughter, 13-year-old, is gone, been murdered, and then they come tell you that the big bad monster you would think would be an adult, right? You think an adult would do a crime like this. No, it's a 14-year-old. It's just crazy, you guys. Now we're going to go into the medical examiner. So right here it just says that I responded to the district medical examiner where a post-mortem examination was performed. So it's going to go into some of that detail. So I do just want to give a little warning right now. So if you're sensitive to hear stuff like what's in an autopsy report, this isn't like the actual everything on here. It's just a synopsis of it. You probably won't want to watch any further for this part, at least. Okay, so we know the chief medical examiner is Dr. Predrag Bullock. We know that. Also, when this postmortem examination was performed, there was also the Lieutenant Jeremy Russell, Sergeant David Gerns, CST Butts, Assistant State's Attorney Jennifer Dutton. Jennifer Dutton looks mean. I'm just saying, Jennifer, if you're watching this, you look kind of mean. I'm scared of her. And Investigator Mark Capelick with the state attorney's office. So all of those people were present for this examination. So during the course of the post-mortem examination, the following observes were made. I'm going to move this around. So again, now Tristyn was wearing, now this kind of confused me, this part. So you guys listen right here. Okay. So Tristyn was wearing a black Victoria's Secret shirt with the word pink across the front. Now, numerous defects in the front of the shirt were consistent with sharp force trauma injuries on Tristyn's back, and there were no injuries on Tristyn's chest. Thus, it was determined Tristyn wore her shirt backwards. This is also consistent with information previously obtained by Deputy Lime Stack from Dophus, that he described Tristyn as last seen wearing a black and gray shirt with the word pink across the front. So she wore her shirt backwards then, pretty much. Now, this part right here, though, Tristyn's brassiere. Now, I had to look because I was like, brassiere? I haven't heard that word in a long time. So I had to look it up because I was like, I haven't heard that in a while. So her bra was worn inside out. Now, when I read that, I immediately text, I think it was Amanda and Sky, and I was like, have you ever put your bra inside out? It just seemed kind of, I don't know. And I guess it's possible, so I don't know, but it made me wonder, did he do anything to her? Why was her bra inside out? But I don't know. Now, Tristyn was wearing black Nike brand sweatpants and a black and white slip-on brand shoes. Tristyn was coming out of Ritus Mortis. Sorry, I got a text. And appeared to have skin slippage. Based on these conditions, Dr. Bullock estimated Tristyn's time of death was consistent with occurring between 1:45 a.m. and 3:30 a.m. on May 10th, 2021. Tristyn appeared to have handprints on her upper left inner and outer thigh. I can't see that. Inner left calf, inner right calf, and upper right thigh. My God. Ugh. The handprint on Tristyn's upper left thigh appeared consistent with a right hand, and based on the pattern of the handprint, it was determined it would not have been her own hand. CST Butts detected possible ridge detail in the handprint and used chemical agents to attempt to further develop the ridge detail. The handprints were later examined, but it was not developed, I guess, enough. Now, Tristyn was found. Hold on, let me move this up. Okay. Now, Now, Tristyn was found to have a total of 114 stab or cutting wounds. My God, you guys. Concentrated to the head, top of the head, back of her neck, the back of both her arms and hands, and her back. So again, she had a total of 114 stab or cutting wounds. Now it was concentrated to the top of her head, back of her neck, the back of both her arms and hands, and her back. Some of the injuries to her head were penetrating, which indicated at the time of those injuries her hands were on a hard object, most likely her head. Based on the nature of the injuries, it appeared the suspect was standing behind Tristyn and came at a downward angle. So he attacked her from behind. Is that what that's saying? Is that what you guys are getting from that? Let me see what you guys say. Is that what you guys are getting, that he came? Well, because it says based on the nature of her injuries, it looks like she got a lot of her injuries were all done to the back. Her head, the back of her neck, the back of both her arms and hands, and her back. Some of the injuries to her hands were penetrating, which indicated at the time of those injuries, her hands were on a hard object, most likely her head. So, like, ugh. And that many wounds, she fought back. She fought back. This 13-year-old teenage girl fought with everything she had to fight off Aiden. It's just heartbreaking. She fought back, though. She fought back for her life. She fought back. She did. God, 114. So does this mean, though, that it looks he attacked her from behind, right? Because it even says it appeared the suspect was standing behind her, and it came on a downward angle. Now, Dr. Bullock found three stab wounds, which penetrated Tristyn's left chest cavity and punctured her left lung 3 times. Oh my God. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that this is from a 14-year-old. It just blows my mind. Additionally, Dr. Bullock found 1 stab wound, which punctured her right chest cavity and her right lung once. My God. Now, Dr. Bullock estimated the cutting instrument to be a single edge blade, approximately 4 inches in length. It says that the x-rays of Tristyn's body indicated a possible metallic fragment on the top of her. Oh my God. So again, part of the knife, the tip of the knife that was used was found in Tristyn's skull. And it says which was not initially recovered during the autopsy. Oh wow. So the X. Oh wow. So when they did the initial autopsy, they didn't even find it. It wasn't until they did X-rays of her body that they found it um, in her skull. So it goes on to say, now Dr. Bullock advised his detailed report, again, would be available at a later date. However, he did say that, her cause and manner of death would be listed as homicide due to the sharp force trauma. I do want to see the detailed report, and I'm hoping they give that to us. Sometimes they don't. Most of the time they do, but I hope they do. So, and then it just says that the postmortem examination concluded at approximately 14:35 hours. Oh my God, my hands are like shaking, you guys. Okay, so the SJSO team, dive team, and mobile field force deployed to the staging area established behind Derby Creek Nursery, gives the address, and then Detective Newman was assigned as the liaison from the investigation to direct the search efforts. So the execution of the search warrant resumed. Again, this is Aiden Fucci's home. So at approximately 13:50 hours, the execution of the search warrant resumed at Aiden's house with Detective Manning, Kinder, and CST Whittington present. Now, during the search, the following items were located: 8 pocket knives, 1 homemade shank. I mean, a shank? Really? 2 sweatshirts, and 5 black hats. A fucking shank. Like, I thought, I'm going to sound really naive, but I thought those were only made in prison. Like, when I read that, I was like, why? Why? Why, oh, why? And 8 pocket knives. I mean, I told you guys there's just... Okay. Now, one of the sweatshirts, a gray hooded sweatshirt with possible blood on the right sleeve, was located in Aiden's bedroom closet. This hoodie sweatshirt was photographed and collected by the CST. Delana, right? I mean, a fucking shank? Ay. Now, it just goes on to say that they collected a white t-shirt, again, the white Nike brand shoes. They were in Aiden's bedroom, and they took that for evidence. Again, it just goes on again. And I told you guys in the beginning, throughout this, it says that they're driving around certain areas looking for possible witnesses or video surveillance. So they're going to neighbors and stuff like that. That's what that's saying right there. Now, Detective Thomas made contact with Kobe Waffe it gives the address, I blocked it out, and conducted an audio recorded interview. During the interview, Kobe advised he exited his garage at approximately midnight on May 9th, 2021, and observed a female matching Tristyn's description, wearing all black with blonde hair, standing in the road in front of his house. So while they were doing the canvas of certain neighborhoods, they found somebody else who had video surveillance of Tristyn. Now, at 1600 hours, I met with Forrest and Stacy Bailey, again, Tristyn's parent, at their residence. Now, it was Detective Peloso, Corral, Chaplain Kemp, and victims advocate to share the details of Tristyn's autopsy. Now, and my prayers go out to the Bailey family. I can't even imagine what your child is gone, and then you learn the details of the autopsy report. I can't even imagine that. And even for law enforcement, because I don't know, how can you mentally give that kind of news without breaking down? I mean, I read these sometimes and I break down. I can never do what law enforcement does. I can read about it and share it with you guys and discuss it, but I can never do this. I don't have the heart for it. Mentally, I'm just like, oh, I can't. Now, let's see. Okay, right here it's just saying that they got another video depicting this two subjects. So another surveillance. So far, I think I've counted 3. This would be the 3rd one, I think, that had them on there. Now, the field force team concluded its land search of the wooded area surrounding the pond, and that was at 1800 hours. The only items of evidence located were a coffee mug near a second retention pond, and a sealed Visine container in a yard. They processed the coffee mug and the Visine for potential evidence. Ridge details was not detected on the coffee mug, and the Visine container failed to give any chemical indications of the presence of blood, and the ridge details were not detected. So I'm assuming those 2 items didn't hold anything. That was for this case. Let's see. So Deputy Todd Lisa, a diver with the SJSO dive team, located a knife within the pond. So this would be the weapon. Utilizing underwater evidence. So it was a Buck brand folding knife. And if you guys remember, with a wood and brass knuckle, remember they found in his house, they found the sheath for it. So the holder for it. And it was for a Buck knife. We remember Buck brand folding knife, if you guys remember. So now they found the actual knife. The knife was recovered approximately 100 feet from where Tristyn was located. And they took, obviously, that for evidence. Now, here it says Detective Thomas and Carver contacted Apton, and it gave his address, I just redacted, and conducted an audio recorded interview regarding the information previously provided by Olivia. Now, if you guys remember earlier, Olivia was another student, and she said that she had seen this Snapchat message between Aiden, Dophus, and this other third person named Apton. Remember, and Apton was saying things to Aiden with really graphic detail of what he believed Aiden did. So now they're going to go talk to this other person named Apton. Now, Olivia stated Apton posted stories on Snapchat claiming to have specific details of the homicide. During the interview, detectives learned Apton fabricated some of the information he posted to Snapchat, and the other information posted were rumors he heard at school. Now, again, if you guys were following this in the beginning, you know all of those things that were being put out about what happened to her. They were saying there was multiple people there, they were saying that they raped her, and they were just writing all kinds of crazy things out there. So he's saying he fabricated a lot of things and he was just lying and stuff. Now, none of the information Apton posted was firsthand knowledge of the incident. Apton advised he knew Aiden and Dophus, but was no longer friends with Aiden and was never invited to go anywhere with Aiden and Dophus. Furthermore, Apton advised he knew Aiden has pocket knives in his bedroom. Aiden had a lot of pocket knives, it seems like. And then we go on and it says... Okay, right here, it goes on to say again how the video surveillance captured, somebody holding their shoes with the white Nike, like those white shoes with the black Nike symbol is mentioned a lot in here. It's like one of the evidence that I think is like pointing like, hey, that's you. And then his parents talking about it, in that damn room. Like, okay, so, okay, so let's see. Okay, so now, so they're looking now at their surveillance. Remember, they took their surveillance system from Aiden's family, so from their house. So this is what they seen on when they reviewed their surveillance. So it says that what they saw was Aiden went directly to a bedroom on the second floor. Okay, sorry. So the subject previously observed on the video surveillance carrying his shoes. Okay, so it shows him entering the house at approximately 3:32 a.m. on May 9th. Now, Aiden was carrying a pair of white shoes with black Nike symbol and appeared to be wearing blue jeans and a light in color hooded sweatshirt. This subject was identified as Aiden by his own admissions of carrying his shoes when he got home. Now, Aiden went directly to a bedroom on second floor adjacent to the bathroom. Aiden then went into the bathroom and exited shortly after wearing what appeared to be a bathrobe. A subject can be observed moving about. However, it was difficult to see exactly what was happening due to the lights inside the residence being turned off. Aiden was observed sitting on the landing of the stairs, actively using his cell phone when Deputy Mahoney arrived to the residence. Aiden, Crystal, and her husband, Michael, because remember, Aiden's parents are separated. So they sat on the front porch speaking with Deputy Mahoney for a period of time. After Aiden left with Deputy Mahoney, Michael and his cousin, Andy, followed Deputy Mahoney's patrol car in a side-by-side vehicle. Crystal remained on the front porch talking on her phone for approximately 20 minutes. So when they took Aiden to go show them where he was last seen, when he last was with Tristyn, it looks like the stepfather and his cousin went in a separate vehicle. And then the mom remained home. I don't know about you moms, but I would have been right there. I would have been right there. I'm like, no, I am going. You guys stay home. I'm going. Okay. Now at approximately 12:55 hours, Crystal ended her phone conversation and entered the home. After putting the family dog in the master bedroom, Crystal went upstairs directly to the bathroom where she is observed picking some things off the floor and walking inside Aiden's bedroom. At approximately 12:57 hours, Crystal exited Aiden's bedroom holding a pair of jeans and went back into the adjacent bathroom. Crystal appeared to be scrubbing the jeans in the bathroom sink. Aiden's brother, PF, so he has a brother, appeared in the video observing Crystal scrubbing the jeans. So the brother comes in and sees what the mom is doing. At approximately 12:59, Crystal exited the bathroom, briefly steps into Aiden's bathroom, then takes the jeans downstairs to the master bedroom. At approximately 13:01 hours, Crystal then appeared to be wiping something off of the floor at the foot of the stairs with her feet. And what we know is she was cleaning up. Okay, we all know that. We know that she got charged with tampering. At approximately 13:05 hours, another subject, later identified as Victoria, Andy's wife, so Crystal's cousin's wife, then appeared on video, and Crystal, Victoria, and PF, so Crystal, her husband's cousin's wife, and then her son all appear to be having a discussion. Crystal's demeanor indicated she was upset. Crystal appeared to be using her phone for voice calls and text messaging community frequently during this time. Approximately at 13:14 hours, Crystal retrieved the jeans from the master bedroom, and she and Victoria appeared to have a discussion about the jeans, and both can be observed inspecting the jeans. At approximately 13:19 hours, Crystal returned the jeans to the master bedroom, then exited and continued to have a conversation with Victoria. Crystal continued to appear upset throughout the conversation. Approximately 13:19 hours, Crystal returned the jeans. I'm sorry. Approximately 13:25 hours, Michael and Andy enter the residence. Michael went with Crystal into the master bedroom. Andy left the residence shortly after. So I'm sure Crystal told her husband what she found. Now, approximately 13:27 hours, Michael and Crystal both exit the master bedroom. Approximately 13:28 hours, Crystal returned the jeans to Aiden's bedroom. So she told her husband. At approximately 11:32 hours, I was advised Dr. Bullock recovered a metal fragment from Tristyn's gun. Okay, so this is when the detective learned that that the tip of the knife, the fragment was in her scalp. Okay. My gosh. I guess it's that question of if your 14-year-old committed a murder or you think they did, would you help cover it up? What would you do? Let me see. So the next thing is, it looks like the search warrants number 4 was Aiden's Snapchat. Let's see. So it says the Snapchat delivered a return for the request Snapchat content for this account on Friday, May 14th. The records indicated there was no account associated with this username. The response from Snapchat was submitted into evidence. So they didn't get his Snapchat. So the Snapchat username they believe to be Aiden_tech8. And I know a lot of you. Amanda, where are you? There you go. Go do your research. I was going to go on Snapchat and look up that. No. But it's not going to show anything, obviously. But they're saying it didn't. When it was returned, it showed there was no account associated with this username. So it's kind of weird. Search warrant 4 was now search warrant 5 was Aiden's Verizon South list locations. So they requested to get information like his phone number, his site location, text messages, the text content, call, and text detail information. Now, they submitted that on May 12th to get the phone records. Then it says Verizon submitted a response on May 19th. The records revealed Aiden had an outgoing voice call to Tristyn at approximately 12:25, right? Was that what I said? So if you guys remember in the beginning, what was it? If you guys remember in the beginning, remember when the dad, Forrest, when he realized his daughter was missing, I'm telling you, that family was on it. The dad checked because he was the primary holder. He checked to see her phone records, and he seen that she had gotten a phone call at 12:25, but 12:25 a.m. But he didn't, they didn't know who it was. And right here, when they did Aiden's phone records, it shows that it came back and showed that he called Tristyn at 12:25. Now, the site location data was consistent with this call being placed while Aiden was at Dophus' house. So when the data showed that he was at Dophus' house when he called Tristyn to come out that night. Now, Aiden's call and text records Aiden's call and text records also reflect a phone call to Dophus at approximately 1:11 hours. Let me write that down. Hold on. All right. This was consistent with the approximate time Aiden and Tristyn left Dophus' house. Okay, so now search warrant 6. Remember how they took Aiden's father's cell phone because he was texting his son right then and there, sending messages in the room while they're being recorded. Jesus. So it says that they assigned to get a search warrant on that. Now it does say this search warrant was requested. A search warrant requested a forensic download of Jason's cell phone due to Jason and Aiden using the phone to communicate through text messages as a means of subverting law enforcement investigative efforts. Now, due to the technical constraints, I was unable to view the download of Jason's phone before the narrative was completed. A review of the download of Jason's phone will be detailed in additional narrative. So again, they didn't have the information when this was written, but they'll have it. And I want to know what it was. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I want to know what was Jason, the father, texting his son. What were they saying to each other when they were in the interview room? I really want to know what they were saying. So I'm waiting for that. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, seriously, what were you thinking? Now, and sorry if I'm coming across like, I'm just being honest. We're almost done, you guys. Well, we got quite some more information. We're going to go into details now of what the girlfriend says about Aiden had a girlfriend. We're going to go into that. And, okay, so I'm just trying to see, where did I leave off? So again, search warrant 7 would have been Tristyn's Snapchat account. And now Snapchat delivered a return for Tristyn's account information on June 8th. And upon initial review of her Snapchat, I located a string of messages in which Tristyn sent a Snapchat message at 22:39 hours on May 8th. 22:39. So 11:30. No. Ugh. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I tell you, my dad would be just so pissed knowing that I don't know this like this, because I grew up with military time. So he's probably like, you're a disappointment. Hold on, guys. Okay, so 10:39. So Snapchat delivered a return for Tristyn's account information on June 8th. Upon initial review of her Snapchat, I located a string of messages in which Tristyn sent a Snapchat message at 10:39 p.m. on May 8th. Now, this messages appeared to be a photo she sent to several Snapchat contacts and appeared to be a picture of her face with the word streaks in a banner. The chat content revealed Aiden responded with one Snapchat message, and Tristyn sent one message at 22:40 hours. These messages were unable to be located at the time of this narrative was completed. If located, the messages will be in detail in additional narrative. I want to know what was that, what he sent her and what she replied back. So this again right here tells us that they were friends, you guys, because you're not gonna, be sending Snapchat messages to people you don't really contact with, right? And she's 13, so they were friends. But streaks, I was like trying to wonder what does the word streak mean? I don't know if that's a cheer thing. Was it her hair? I don't know what that means. So she took a picture of her face with the word streaks in a banner. So maybe she got her hair done. I don't know. I don't know what that means, you guys. I don't know if that's a cheer talk thing. I don't know what that means. I sound really dumb, but I really don't know what that means. Now, okay, so Now, Detective Newman and I met with Shyla, identified as a friend of Tristyn. And again, I just blacked out her last name because she's a minor, and then, of course, her address. Now, Shyla agreed to participate in a sworn audio recorded interview without her parents present. I mean, I would flip if my child went to go do an interview with law enforcement and I did not know about it. I would flip. You know what I noticed, you guys? A lot of them didn't have their parents there. I'm like, what the fuck? No, not happening on my watch. Okay, so now, so wait, Shyla's parents consented and did not wish to be present. What the oh my god, you guys. So her parents knew this was going on. They're like, no, go ahead. They don't want to be there. Go talk to my daughter about this. I don't want to be there. Like, what? These kids are 13 years old. 13 and 14. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm like, Okay. Okay, what are you guys saying about the streak? Means run around naked. No, superhero. I don't know what that means. Okay, let me finish this. Okay, so now the following. So Sheila advised, again, this was Tristyn's friend. She advised she was good friends with Tristyn, but only talked in school and last spoke with Tristyn on Friday, May 7th, 2021. Shyla advised Tristyn was going with a group of people who caused graffiti damage to the North Durban crossing sign, during which members of that group wrote her name on the sign. Sheila advised Tristyn tried to scribble her name out of the sign and was afraid she was going to get caught. Aww. It's just, it reminds me of my older one. She's so just, she thought she was going to get in trouble. Sheila advised Tristyn talked about running away and asked if she could stay at Shyla's house. Shyla advised her parents would not allow it, but provided her address to Tristyn if she needed a place to stay. So Shyla advised Tristyn, and see right here too, it looks like they whited out something again right here. You see? Now Shyla advised Tristyn and Dophus didn't talk to each other much in school due to them being in different grades. Okay. Shyla stated she knew Dophus and Aiden, but did not like Aiden at all. Shyla described Aiden as a bad kid, stating Aiden was the textbook definition of what you would call a numb kid. He has no feelings towards anyone, no feelings towards himself. Additionally, Shyla stated Aiden's eyes always appeared glossy, describing them as having no meaning to them. Shyla stated Aiden is the type of person you would see as a murderer. He just doesn't care. Wow. That's wow. Shyla stated Aiden would take girls into the woods to smoke marijuana and vape. Shyla stated she never hung out with Tristyn and Dophus outside of school. Shyla stated Tristyn said she was going to hang out with Aiden on Friday, but did not want Shyla to come because she had a bad feeling about it. What? I missed that. Hold on. Shyla stated she never hung out with Tristyn and Dophus outside of school. Shyla stated Tristyn said she was going to go hang out with Aiden on Friday, but did not want Shyla to come because she had a bad feeling about it. I wonder if that is true, then why would she even go, you know? Wow. I missed that when I read it, the 2 times that I read it. Shyla stated she didn't know... I'm with my red cup. It's water, guys. Shyla stated she didn't know what day specifically, but knew Tristyn, Dophus, Aiden, and Zophie planned to hang out and smoke marijuana over this past weekend. Now, Zophie is Aiden's girlfriend. Okay. Okay. Now, this is where they just requested and they whited it out. I'm going to assume this is their phone numbers and they whited them out. So they requested the following cell phone numbers, and it's Tristyn, Aiden, Dophus, Crystal, all them. Okay. Now it says, now, I didn't even black this out. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Okay, so now Detective Newman collected video surveillance. Upon review, the video surveillance depict one subject wearing dark clothing walking south on Talford Drive towards Dophus residence on the morning of May 9th. The timestamp of the video indicated this was at approximately 1:34 hours. However, the real time of video was determined to be 0:35, which would have been 12:35? 12:35 a.m. Based on the time frame, the clothing description, and the other video obtained, this appeared to be Tristyn on her way to Dophus. So they captured a surveillance of her walking to Dophus' house that night at 12:35. Now, okay, so the video next depicted two subjects walking north away from Dophus' house. So the first one showed her walking towards his house. Now it's capturing two people walking away from his house, and it just goes on that it would have been at 1:14. Now, one subject was wearing dark clothing. The second subject observed in the video appeared to be taller than the first subject and appeared to be wearing white shoes. Based on the time frame, the clothing description, the other video obtained, this appeared to be Tristyn and Aiden walking away from Dophus residence. Now it says these time frames of these videos were consistent with the other video surveillance gathered, as well as statements made that Aiden and Tristyn left from Dophus' house at 1:10 a.m. Now it goes on to say, now search warrant 2.1. Again, this would be at Aiden's house. So because of the surveillance they received from Aiden's home security, they did another warrant on there. And what they removed from the house, it says, was clothing, additional clothing. They also got DNA evidence, biological DNA evidence, additional electronic surveillance equipment, scrub brushes, vacuums, towels, and cleaning rags. So based off what they seen, because the mother was scrubbing, they went back and took more shit. All right. Now search warrant 8 would be Crystal Smith's cell phone. Again, that's Aiden's mom. And then it says this search warrant requested to seize Crystal's cell phone and conduct a forensic download to attempt to identify any communication she had on her device related to either the homicide investigation or an investigation into tampering with evidence for her involvement in attempting to clean the jeans. And we already know what she did get. She did get arrested for that, but she's out on bond. Now search warrant 9 would be Tristyn's Instagram. The search warrant requested her Instagram account, including content and location. Okay. Now Instagram responded on May 21st. I discovered videos Tristyn posted to her memories, which appeared to be from the evening of May 8th, 2021. This video depicted her at dinner with her family, because remember, they went out to dinner, they said. So she took some videos. And then it says it also showed her playing with her pets. Oh, at an adult sister's house. So it showed her at her sister. She recorded herself with, the animals. In the videos, Tristyn was wearing a black sweatpants and a black shirt with the word pink in white letters across the back. I also located a video in which Tristyn was smoking from a pink vape device, which appeared identical to the vape device located near her body. And then it was, submitted into evidence. Search warrant 10 would be Tristyn's AT&T South site location. And that's everything that goes with that, which is text message content, location, all that stuff. Now, AT&T submitted a response to this search warrant request, and Okay, so now we're going to talk about when they go and talk to Aiden's girlfriend. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I read this information, this is a learning experience that we talk to our children that what I'm about to share with you guys should never happen. It's not okay. Tell someone, talk to a parent, a friend, their parent, somebody, some adult. Yeah. Okay. And also to talk, this is something that I talked to my 16-year-old about, because what the girlfriend shares, it just blew my mind. It's not okay. It should never happen. So this was definitely a conversation I had with my 16-year-old. Like, hey, she can't hang out with a boy alone, but but in the future, when you become 18 and you can go out and stuff, I sound like a strict mom. When you're 18 and you're allowed to do stuff, if any of this ever happened, this is not okay behavior. You need to tell somebody. Okay. Yeah. I look so crazy on camera. All right. So now Detective Newman responded again, gives her address to meet with Sophie, identified, and I might say Sophie because I have a niece named Sophie, identified as Aiden's girlfriend. Detective Newman conducted a sworn audio recorded interview with Sophie, again, who declined to have her parents present during the interview. Sophie's parents consented to have the detective interview her without their presence. I told you guys, these kids just go and their parents are like, go ahead, talk to them. I don't care. Would you be a mom and dad and just be like, go ahead, talk to my 13-year-old. I don't have to be there. Like, it just was like, oh my God. Okay, sorry. Now, Sophie advised she is in 8th grade at Patriot Oaks Academy. She does know Dophus, the friend, and is in a dating relationship with Aiden Fucci. Now, Sophie advised Aiden had anger issues and hated things he did when he was angry, which he told Sophie was to throw things. So again, Sophie advised Aiden had anger issues and hated the things he did when he was angry, which he told Sophie was to throw things. Sophie stated she has seen Aiden be violent, providing an example of when he was supposed to be buying a vape from another juvenile. Instead of buying the vape from the other juvenile, Aiden took it and beat up the other juvenile. Sophie advised Aiden always carried a knife with him whenever he was out of school. Sophie described 2 of Aiden's most common knives. One was a gray and black folded knife with an orange skull. Hold on. And it's getting hot in here. I'm going to have to turn that light off and my camera off. Let me do that really quick, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to stop my camera. And I'm going to turn my fan on really quick. So if you hear some noise, you guys, it's going to be my fan. It's getting kind of hot in here. Hold on. Okay. Let's turn off that. Okay. back. Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, so Sophie advised Aiden carried a knife with him whenever he was out of school. Sophie described two of Aiden's most common knives. One was a gray and black folding knife with an orange skull on the handle with a serrated blade, which Aiden called picker. The second knife was a folding knife with a wooden and brass handle, which Aiden called poker. Oh my gosh. Sophie advised Aiden talked about killing people frequently and even made previous statements about wanting to kill her. Oh my gosh. Sophie advised on occasion Aiden would take his knife out and pretend to stab her with it. Oh my goodness. Sophie advised of other occasions in which Aiden would surprise Sophie from behind, put the knife to her throat, and pretend to slit her throat. Okay, you guys, this is what I was telling you. Like, this is a conversation I had with my own daughter, my 16-year-old. I was like, okay, if anyone ever did this to you, this is not okay behavior. Like, this is not okay. This is seriously, if someone's talking to you about killing someone all the time, they even pretend to kill you with the knife. They try to slice your throat. I mean, this is not normal behavior, you guys. Now, it goes on to say, Sophie advised she had a conversation with Aiden within the last month on the roof of her house, during which Aiden advised he was going to murder someone. Oh my goodness. Sophie advised Aiden stated the murder was going to be planned. He would find a random person walking at night, drag them into the woods, and stab them. Sophie advised Aiden stated this murder was going to happen soon and she should expect it within this month. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my gosh. Sophie advised Aiden stated he would act innocent after the murder and continue killing people. Oh my goodness. Sophie advised Aiden would then run away, make people believe he was dead, and continue killing people. This is why I told you guys in the beginning. I seriously think if Aiden was not captured, he would have continued doing it. And I feel like, I don't know why, but his behavior reminded me a lot of, what is the guy on Don't Fuck with Cats? Just something about that guy's behavior, the one that was killing everybody. Aiden's, I don't know, things about Aiden just reminded me this. It just would have been, I'm so glad he was caught though. He reminds me a lot of that person. Now it goes on to say, Sophie advised she spoke with both Dophus and Aiden on Sunday, May 9th, 2021, as the two of them were in the backseat of a patrol vehicle. Sophie advised she did not know Aiden and Tristyn were together the previous night until she asked while he was in the backseat of the patrol vehicle, to which Aiden advised he was with Tristyn. Sophie advised Aiden said he and Tristyn left from Dophus at approximately 0100 hours together and went separate ways. So again, 1 a.m. Sophie advised Aiden also stated he got home from Dophus's at approximately 1 a.m. Sophie advised Aiden told her Tristyn said she was not going to go home and she likely went to a friend's house. Now, Sophie advised Aiden stated he believed he was going to be arrested. The deputy was reading him his rights and Aiden stated he was going to plead the fifth. While we know that didn't happen, in the police car, Aiden was never going to be arrested right then and there. Sophie advised Aiden previously told her about a pond where he would go to smoke weed. However, Sophie had never been there. Sophie appeared to describe the area where Tristyn's deceased body was later recovered. Now, right here, I can't help to wonder if she's lying right here about this, because if you remember, Tristyn's other friend said that Aiden would go to this area, this pond area, and he would take girls there and they would smoke weed all the time. Now, this is his girlfriend, and I'm just wondering, he never took her there. So I don't know. I wonder if she was there, but she just doesn't want to say she was there. But that's just my opinion with it. Now it goes on to say, Sophie advised she spoke with Dophus after he was released from custody late Monday night. Sophie advised Dophus stated Aiden and Tristyn left and he went to sleep. Dophus stated he wasn't supposed to have friends over due to being on punishment at home for being suspended at school. Oh my gosh. Sophie advised Aiden would hide things behind the dresser in his closet if he did not want his parents to find them. Sophie advised Aiden would draw graphic pictures depicting mutated bodies. Oh my gosh. Sophie advised Aiden claimed to hear voices in his head when he was angry. The voices would tell him he was worthless and a disappointment, and the voices would tell him to kill people when he was angry. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's what I was saying. I wonder if, oh, and it goes on. Sophie stated Aiden knew something was wrong with him and wanted to reach out for help. I wonder again, was Aiden getting any help for this? I'm sure his family was aware of it. It's clear by their behavior on when he was taken to the interview room, the questions and everything they said. So I wonder, I do wonder what Aiden's home life was about. Now it goes on to say, okay, so now CST butts return to Aiden's house, it says, to continue the search of the residence. Let me see. Okay, it just goes on again to this is the other agent that was there and just saying what they took. Again, we already know they took the vacuum and stuff. Okay, so now Detective Newman received a link for a video surveillance, and it gives the address from Aaron. Now, Aaron is Sophie's father. The link was shared with digital forensics to obtain the video surveillance. Additionally, Detective Newman responded back to the residence, to Sophie's house, and collected 2 knives from Sophie. One of the knives collected was the knife Aiden called Picker, with the orange skull on the handle and serrated blade. Now, Detective Newman advised Sophie stated Aiden broke that knife at her house and he left it there. So they took 2 knives that Aiden left at her house. Okay. Let's see. Now I responded to, so again, they go back to Aiden's house. The residence was ready to be released back to Crystal Smith and her husband, as all possible evidence believed to be obtained from the residence was collected. I contacted Crystal and requested she respond to the residence so it could be released back to her. Okay. Now it says Crystal had not yet arrived to the residence, so I called her a second time. Michael answered Crystal's cell phone and advised the family was out of town due to receiving death threats. Michael advised the family's attorney would respond. Now Andy and Victoria, again, their Andy is Jason Fucci's cousin. So now it's Andy and his wife. So regarding any knowledge they may have had about the homicide investigation, about the possible tampering with evidence of investigation regarding Crystal washing the jeans. Now it says Detective Thomas. Hold on, you guys. Let me give my boyfriend something. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so detectives conducted, a video recorded interview with Victoria inside the residence. During the interview, Victoria advised she was at Crystal's residence on Sunday, May 9th, 2021. Victoria advised Andy and Michael followed the deputy on the golf cart, she asked Crystal about what was going on. Victoria advised Crystal stated she heard Aiden come home at approximately 3 a.m. that morning, but was tired and would deal with it later. Victoria stated she believed law enforcement was concerned this may be something bigger than a missing juvenile investigation, and asked Crystal if there was anything on Aiden's clothing. Victoria advised Crystal went upstairs, retrieved a pair of jeans, and said they seemed damp. Victoria advised Crystal asked her to inspect the jeans and asked if Victoria saw anything on the jeans. Victoria stated she told Crystal she did not see anything, which prompted Crystal to insist Victoria saw something on the jeans. Victoria stated she looked closer at the jeans and observed what she described as a yellow line on the rear pocket. Victoria advised Crystal stated she washed the jeans because she did not know if there was blood on them or not. Victoria advised she asked Crystal why she washed the jeans and told Crystal she could get in trouble for washing the jeans. Sergeant English spoke with Andy outside the residence. Andy declined to speak without his attorney, Anwar Snobber, present. Andy spoke with Anwar on the phone for several minutes. After speaking on the phone, he advised Sergeant English neither he nor Victoria would provide any kind of statement. Andy and Sergeant English went back into the residence, and Sergeant English advised Detective Thomas to cease any and all attempts to interview. So they were like, nope, we want our lawyer here. We're done. Again, that's their right. Okay, so now Anwar Snobber arrived at the residence. So he arrives at Aiden's house and advised he was representing Aiden Fucci, Crystal Smith, and Michael. Again, Michael is Crystal's husband. Sergeant Garnes advised Anwar of the nature of the investigation and the attempt an interview with Crystal to determine her involvement in possibly tampering with evidence. Anwar summoned Crystal and Michael to the residence. Now Crystal, she volunteered a DNA swab. And it says, I sat with Crystal in Sergeant Garnes' agency vehicle in the driveway. I was aware of Anwar previously instructed her to not answer any questions related to either the homicide investigation or the tampering with evidence investigation. I showed Crystal a video approximately 17 minutes in length, which contained a collection of videos assembled from the video surveillance inside her residence. The video depicted Crystal retrieving the jeans from Aiden's bedroom, Crystal washing the jeans, and Crystal and Victoria inspecting the jeans. During the video, Crystal did not make any comments. Following the conclusion of the video, I advised Crystal I was aware her attorney previously instructed her not to answer any questions regarding either of the investigations. Nevertheless, I advised Crystal this was an opportunity for her to explain what she was doing with the jeans and why she was doing it. I asked Crystal if she wished to discuss the possibility of her voluntary participation in an interview regarding the video. Crystal stated she wanted to discuss the matter with her attorney and did not make anything further. So pretty much, law enforcement is showing her the video. Imagine that, though. You're right there with the officer, and he's showing you the video of your home surveillance of you scrubbing the jeans your son was wearing. Imagine what she was thinking, like, fuck, like, aye. Oh, and I cussed a little bit here. Sorry. All right, we're almost done, guys. The residence was then released to Crystal. Due to firearms inside the residence, investigators accompanied Crystal while she gathered some belongings to the residence. Crystal advised she just wanted to gather some belongings and she was not going to be staying in the residence due to threats the family was receiving. Before Crystal left, the sergeant, he seized her cell phone and signed the search warrant. Okay, now... Okay, so then right here, it says that Michael, so again, that's Crystal's husband, Dylan Hicks and Preston Fucci, so this is the son, the other son, I don't know who Dylan Hicks was. I don't know who that is, but it says that all are residing at the Fucci's residence. No, all residing at. No, Michael. No. I'm like getting all confused now. See what's happening to me? So look at it. All residing at 724 Castledale Court responded to the sheriff's office where they provided. So all of them provided DNA swabs. Okay, so that was collected by a CST. But so I still don't know who this one is though. Dylan Hicks. I don't know who that was. Sorry, I tried to find out and I couldn't before I went live. So additionally, Jason, again, the father, he also did a DNA swab. And then it goes on to say that Dophus III scheduled an appointment to come to the sheriff's office to provide an official statement with his father. And they had their lawyer present. So now Dophus, his dad, and their lawyer. And then they're also going to have another one on the phone, another lawyer on the phone. See, that's how it should be. You know, you go there with your son and your legal representative. It's not like, go take my kid. I don't care. Now, this interview, approximately at 1440 hours, I began an interview with Dophus III with his father and attorney Brittany Souls present. Additionally, Ms. Souls had another attorney, David Taylor, on speakerphone during the interview. The interview was both audio and video recorded and later submitted into evidence. The following, again, is just synopsis of the interview, and then it just tells you to go to the to review the complete details in the recording. Now, Dophus advised he met Aiden the first day he attended Patriot Oaks Academy. Dophus advised he and Aiden instantly became friends and hung out every single day. Aiden advised his primary group of friends was Aiden and Aiden's girlfriend, Sophie. So I thought that was interesting that the main friends was Dophus, Aiden, and Aiden's girlfriend. So it seems like it was always them three together. Dophus described Aiden as a person who did not care about anything and wouldn't seem to get mad about anything unless someone really tried to make him mad. So I thought that was also interesting that he said that Aiden wouldn't seem to get mad about anything, but when you talk to the girlfriend, you know, it seems that he got mad, you know, like he seemed like he had an anger problem. Also right here, it seems like something was redacted. Now, Dophus advised he and Tristyn left the room so Aiden and Sophie could talk. Now, this is where it kind of confused me, you guys, because when was Dophus and Tristyn and the girlfriend and Aiden all in the same room together? So I wasn't sure when this was, that all of them were together, because whatever they redacted right here might have answered this question, but again, it just, I don't know. But it says Dophus advised he and Tristyn left the room so Aiden and Sophie could talk. Now, was this that night? Was this a different night? It just seemed, I don't know. Now, it goes on to say Dophus advised he later, hold on, my phone just died. Dophus advised he later learned from Sophie, again, remember, Sophie's the girlfriend, Aiden's girlfriend. Aiden took a knife out, and Sophie believed Aiden thought about stabbing her then. So, see, that's why I'm saying I don't understand what was kept out right here. It seems this was really important information they redacted, which is fine. But they redacted this, and then we go into this conversation. So again, where was this at? Was that night, or was this a different night? But it says that the girlfriend believed, you know, she says that Aiden took his knife out and she believed that he was going to stab her then. Just seems kind of odd and out of place. So again, I don't know what day that was. Now, Dophus said Aiden was a big pothead, explaining all Aiden talked about was marijuana. Dophus advised Aiden talked about death and killing all the time. Again, another person that's like, he's always talking about this. Dophus advised he specifically recalled a statement from Aiden a statement from Aiden made while he and Aiden were hanging out with Tristyn. Dophus explained he was into boxing, and Aiden told Tristyn, Dophus' crush is fighting. My crush is killing people. Dophus advised Aiden has made comments about killing people, slitting someone's throat, or stabbing people, but did not mention anyone specifically. Oh my goodness. Dophus advised he didn't think Aiden was serious about these kinds of statements, but was Aiden's way of coping with his home life. Dophus advised Aiden always carried a knife on him and described a special knife Aiden always carried as a straight blade with a dark wood and gold handle. Dophus identified the photograph of the Buck brand folding knife recovered from the retention pond as being 100% confident the knife shown to him was the knife Aiden carried and called poker. Dophus advised he's held that specific knife himself approximately 1 to 2 weeks ago and identified several other subjects who he knows has also held the knife, to include Sophie and Tristyn. So what he's saying is the knife that was found at the retention pond, he's saying that he's held that before, and he's also saying Sophie's held it before, and Tristyn. Okay. So pretty much if they find his DNA on that knife, he's giving an explanation why, and letting them know that if they find the girlfriend's DNA on that knife, he's giving an explanation why. Now it goes on to say, sorry for all the computer noise. I'm turning my phone on. So it goes on to say, Dophus advised Aiden had another knife he carried, but it broke, causing him to cut his finger. I showed Dophus a picture of the knife with the orange. Sorry, guys. I showed Dophus a picture of the knife with the orange skull recovered from. Oh my gosh, would you stop? Recovered from Sophie's house. Dophus identified the orange skull knife as Aiden's knife and advised Aiden's name this knife Picker. Dophus further advised Picker was still at Sophie's house. Note, this knife is the one of the knives previously collected by the Detective Newman from Sophie's house. So they already got that knife. Now, Dophus advised he knows Tristyn and mostly hangs out alone with Tristyn. Dophus advised Tristyn has been to his house on occasion with other people and was only at the house when he and Aiden on approximately 2 or 3 occasions. Dophus advised Aiden and Tristyn were mainly friends. However, Aiden wanted to move in on Tristyn but had a girlfriend. So Dophus is saying that him and Tristyn usually hung out, but it usually was just them. But then he goes on to say that Tristyn had been to his house on occasion with other people and only was at the house with he and Aiden on approximately 2 or 3 other occasions. So I was a little confused by that. And then I thought it was interesting that he says that Aiden, he wanted to put a move on Tristyn before, but he had a girlfriend. Now, Dophus advised if anything happened romantically between Aiden and Tristyn, it would have been because Tristyn brought it up. Dophus advised Aiden brought the topic up approximately 1 month ago during a fight he and Sophie were having. However, nothing ever came of it. So I'm guessing that, Aiden and his girlfriend had a fight, so that's when he told Dophus about him, liking Tristyn, or was going to make a move on her, as the words they used. Dophus advised Aiden said some messed up stuff in the past and has said these things to Sophie, but did not take it serious. Dophus advised Aiden had made statements in the past that he wanted to slit someone's throat. Dophus stated on one occasion Aiden said it would be satisfying to watch the blood drain out. Oh my goodness. Dophus advised Aiden talked about killing people, wanting to fight people, and often made stabbing motions with and without a knife in his hand. Dophus advised he had not heard Aiden make any comments about slitting someone's throat in approximately a month. Now, I thought that comment was a little interesting because he says that Aiden hadn't said anything within that month about doing any kind of crime, right? But then how the girlfriend said that Aiden told her that he was going to kill someone that month. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Dophus advised on Saturday, May 8th, 2021, he was suspended from school and not allowed to go anywhere. I really wonder why he was suspended. I'm sure law enforcement is getting that information. That's something I'm wondering. What was the cause behind it? Dophus advised Aiden came to his house from Zophi's at approximately, so that was what time would that have been? Let me see. That would have been 8 p.m. So Dophus advised Aiden came to his house from Zophi's at 8 p.m. Now, Dophus advised he and Aiden skateboarded in the driveway, then hung out in his bedroom. Dophus advised while skating, Aiden took off his hooded sweatshirt, a black hooded sweatshirt with 2 kids and a Ouija board on the back, and left it in Dophus' garage. So Aiden took off his sweatshirt he was wearing that day and left it in the garage. Dophus also advised Aiden was wearing pants and white Nike high-top shoes with a black Nike logo. Dophus advised he was confident about the shoes because Aiden borrowed a pair of Dophus Van brand shoes to skate. Dophus advised he believed he was wearing a pair of red Adidas shorts while skateboarding, and while he went outside, he would have been wearing sweatpants and a light gray Boys in the Hood hooded sweatshirt. So Dophus is saying what he was wearing. So he's saying when he went outside, he was wearing sweatpants and a light gray Boys in the Hood sweatshirt. Now, Dophus advised while they were hanging out, Aiden was on the phone while Dophus was playing a video game. Dophus advised the conversation was typical of their normal hangouts. Dophus talked on the phone with a girl he liked named Ashley, and Aiden was laughing at him for liking her. They played video games, he says. Then Dophus advised he and Aiden then hung out in his bedroom and went outside to smoke CBD marijuana at approximately 23:30 hours. So that would have been at 11:30 p.m. They went outside to smoke marijuana. Dophus advised Aiden was complaining about smoking CBD, saying it sucked, and he didn't have any of his own marijuana to smoke. Dophus advised he always invites Tristyn when he has friends over, and asked Aiden if he wanted Tristyn invited over. Hold on. I gotta just check something. So Dophus advised Tristyn has been to his house on occasion with other people and only at the house. So right here he says that Tristyn has been to his house on occasions with other people and was only at the house with he and Aiden on approximately 2 or 3 occasions. I thought that was interesting too because the father said he's never met Tristyn. So I'm just kind of wondering if she's always at your house or she comes to your house. How is it that the parent that lives there never seen them? I don't know. I just thought that was, it's just, my mind is going, okay. Where am I? Okay. Okay, so again, Dophus now says he advised he always invites Tristyn when he has friends over and asked Aiden if he wanted Tristyn invited over, which Aiden agreed to. Dophus stated he called Tristyn and invited her to come over. Now, Dophus received a call from that girl again, so he started speaking with her for a while until Aiden pushed the end button on Dophus' phone, ending the conversation. Dophus advised Aiden asked for Tristyn's phone number, called her, and convinced Tristyn to leave before her sister went to bed. Dophus advised Aiden put on his, Dophus, black Death Valley hoodie sweatshirt with cat city, I don't know, and a bull skull. So what that's saying is that Dophus, Aiden then put on one of Dophus's sweater that right then and there. Okay, so he wasn't wearing his. Remember, he took his off inside the garage. So right now they invite Tristyn over. Well, he convinced Tristyn to sneak out, and now he puts on Dophus's hoodie sweater. And I don't know why, but all these little details, I always think they say these little details for reasons. We may not know them now, but later we might. Now it goes on to say, Dophus advised Aiden. Oh, I'm sorry. Dophus advised he was tired and falling asleep when Tristyn got to his house at approximately 30 hours. So that would have been 12:30 a.m. So Tristyn got there at 12:30 a.m., which makes sense that she was seen walking to his house on a security camera at 12:25. Now, Dophus advised Tristyn was upset and afraid her sister caught her sneaking out and made a comment along the lines of, "Oh my God, I want to run away." Dophus advised Aiden and Tristyn went outside to smoke CBD marijuana. Dophus advised he went outside and took a hit from the CBD, then went back inside where he fell asleep watching TikTok videos. I swear, these TikTok videos. You guys know why I'm probably bringing that up. Dophus advised Aiden and Tristyn hung out mostly outside, and he did not have much interaction with Tristyn and Aiden during this time. Dophus advised during this time it was mostly Aiden and Tristyn alone together. I feel like he's separating himself from them. Dophus advised after Tristyn and Aiden came back in and woke him up, he told Aiden and Tristyn they needed to leave. Dophus stated Aiden and Tristyn left at approximately 1:10 a.m. Hours, and he went to sleep watching TikTok videos. So Tristyn gets there at 12:30. And here's the thing where I'm just like, I mean, I guess, but so they want her to come over and hang out, right? So you invite her over. Well, he says Aiden convinced her to come over. So Aiden convinces her to come over, and she gets there at 12:30. But Dophus, you invite her over and then you don't even want to hang out with her because it seems like you're just inside the house from what he's saying. Now, Aiden and Tristyn go outside and they're smoking. He says, I go out there and smoke once and then I come in and I fall asleep. I don't know. It just seems like such a short period for you to have people over from 12:30 to 1. That's like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. You have company over and then you're going to fall asleep. I don't know. It just seems kind of like weird to me. So they leave right away. They're only there for a short period of time because she gets there at 12:30 and then they're out of there by 1:10. So Tristyn was there at the house for a short period of time. Now, Dophus advised he woke up at approximately 9 a.m., went to Home Depot with his father, and then at 10 a.m., law enforcement, that's 10 a.m., right? Yeah, law enforcement arrived at the house at approximately 11. So, they were at Home Depot, at 10 a.m., and then law enforcement arrived at their house at 11. Now, Dophus advised he did not have any communication with Aiden or Tristyn during the morning before law enforcement arrived at his house. Dophus advised he did not know why law enforcement was at his house. Dophus advised when law enforcement explained Tristyn was missing, he thought Tristyn might have run away, she might have gone home, then left again, or she might have been with Aiden still. Dophus advised he immediately tried to contact Tristyn through FaceTime calls and text messages, but was unsuccessful. Dophus advised he stepped away from law enforcement and called Aiden and asked what happened. So he didn't do it in front of law enforcement, obviously. So he probably went, in another room and tried to contact Aiden to see what the frick was going on. Dophus advised Aiden stated he did not know where Tristyn was and stated Aiden told him he dropped Tristyn off at the front of her neighborhood and went home. Dophus stated he told law enforcement Aiden left on a skateboard, but then discovered Aiden's skateboard was still at his house. Dophus advised he thought it was weird because Aiden normally skates wherever he goes. Dophus advised he contacted law enforcement and advised Tristyn was at his house the previous night and she left with Aiden. Now, Dophus advised he contacted Dophus advised he provided law enforcement Aiden's name and address. Dophus advised he then made a FaceTime call with Aiden, during which Dophus told Aiden law enforcement was coming to his house to talk to him. Dophus advised he observed a little bit of panic in Aiden's face during the call. So after law enforcement leaves Dophus's house, he, FaceTimes Aiden, tells him, hey, they were here, they're going to your house. Dophus advised law enforcement stood by for a period of time, then came and put him in a car with Aiden. So they went to Aiden's house, picked up Aiden, and then they went, I guess, and got Dophus and took him with them. Dophus stated Aiden talked about blood being on his pants from cutting his finger a while back. Dophus advised Aiden talked about making Snapchat memories, so they both made short videos and pictures to post to Snapchat. And we know we've seen the one where Aiden is throwing that peace sign. Dophus stated Aiden made a joke about both of them going to the same prison. Dophus stated he did not think the joke was funny and did not respond to it. Dophus advised he overheard conversation between law enforcement regarding a statement Aiden made in which Tristyn grabbed his penis and Aiden pushed her. Dophus advised he was confused about why Aiden didn't tell him, saying Aiden would tell me everything. Now, I thought that was a really important statement because clearly Aiden and Dophus are really good friends. And it seems like Dophus believed Aiden told him every single thing. So it was just... The girlfriend says that Aiden was planning on killing someone that month. But the friend says no, he didn't even know that was going to happen. It just... I don't know. I just wondered... I don't know. I wonder what really did what information did these kids really know? I'm gonna say, I don't know. It seemed like they really knew the friend and the girlfriend. They're friends with Aiden. It's them three always. I just wonder when was Aiden planning on killing Tristyn before that night? Or was it just that opportunity that came up for him? Or was it planned? I can't help but feel in my heart, and this is just my opinion, after reading all of this stuff, I can't help but think this was planned, that he planned on doing it to Tristyn. I just feel that in my heart. After reading all of this, I just think it was planned. That's my personal opinion, though. It goes on. Let me see. Dophus advised he did not find out about Tristyn's demise until after he got home. Dophus stated at first he thought Aiden strangled Tristyn or broke her neck. Dophus stated he did not understand how anyone could stab someone to death. Dophus advised he spoke to Sophie after Aiden was arrested. And another thing, they're all good friends, which understandably they're constantly talking, and that's understandable. Now, Dophus said Sophie told him about a conversation she had with Aiden in which Aiden said he was going to kill someone within the month. Dophus also advised Sophie disclosed statements Aiden made saying he was going to kill her. Dophus stated Aiden never told him he was going to kill someone within that month. And I just find that hard to believe that Aiden didn't share that with him, since it seems like they were really good friends and he obviously told Dophus, that he wanted to kill someone. I mean, he even said that he would make stabbing motions with a knife or without it, and how he fantasized about doing all this crazy stuff. But I just wonder if he knew that part. Now, Dophus stated Aiden never told him he was going to kill someone within the month. Dophus advised he did not know where Tristyn was located. And then Dophus advised Aiden talked about a smoke spot with a big rock. Dophus advised he never went to the spot, and his only knowledge of the spot was a previous description of the location from Aiden and an overview news shot of the dive team searching pond. Now, here's the thing, too. So they're all good friends, right? Aiden, Dophus, excuse me, hold on. Sorry, I had to get some water. So they're all really good friends, right? So they're always together. That's what they said. It's always them three, Aiden, his girlfriend, and Dophus and Aiden seem to always go to this spot to smoke, but they've never been there with him. I just find that so hard to believe. I really find that hard to believe. And it's interesting that both the girlfriend and Dophus bring up this spot. Like they know of it, but they both say, but we've never been there. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of, I don't know, find that hard to believe that they never went there with Aiden. It's kind of like if they don't want to put themselves there in a way. Now, and again, I'm not saying anybody else is involved. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking when I read these things. Now it says, note the description of the direction appeared to indicate the spot was at the end of Saddlesor Drive. Dophus provided written consent to perform a forensic download of his cell phone, which was still secured into evidence. Following the interview, the photos of the knives identified by Dophus were submitted into evidence. This investigative narrative is being suspended at this time. Further investigating work will be in detail. So Dophus provided his phone. I'm wondering if we'll get those results. Also, the results from the father's phone. They took that, but we don't have the results because, again, at the time this was written, we don't have that information. So that's where that ends. That was a lot, you guys. I can't believe I read all of that. That's what you guys are saying. I'm going to stop sharing that. Let me close that up. Let me put her photo up. I want to add her photo because, hold on. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole thing I just shared with you? I didn't think it was going to take that long. I'm sorry, you guys. I told my mods, I'm like, it will be like an hour. But I didn't want to break it up. There was just like a lot of information that I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to take that long. And I know some people don't like reading that stuff. For me, though, I tell you guys, I love my facts. I like getting my hands on anything law enforcement gives me. So, and this answered a lot of questions, why was she out that late? She snuck out, obviously. Oh, thank you, Megs. I appreciate your comment, love. Hi, Linda. Hi to anyone who came in here. And it's obvious that this 14-year-old had issues, right? We can all agree on that. And I just wondered what was being done. What was being done? Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm going to look at the chat through StreamYard. So it's going to be, let me just scroll on it. Open Minds says, ew, and the GF didn't break up with him. That's why I was saying, I just wonder what information do they really know, these two? I really wonder. And I don't want to insinuate anything, but after reading all of that, I did just wonder, did they know he was going to do something? Maybe they didn't really believe he would follow through with it, But the behaviors he showed to his girlfriend is not okay. Was definitely something wrong. And, that's a conversation we have with our kids, our daughters. If someone does this to you, this is not okay behavior. This is scary. And it seemed like she knew him as always talking about killing someone. He talked about slitting someone's throat, and just all these things. It's like, what? And it's just because he's 14, it just blows my mind. No, he snuck up on her from behind with a knife and pretended to yeah, he pretended to do that to his girlfriend. So he went on one occasion and went behind her and with a knife and pretended he was doing that. And another time he pretended to stab her with a knife. I mean, oh, Open Mind says, I always searched my daughter's rooms. I found out when had sex. Oh my God, Open Minds, how did you feel? Oh, Yvonne said, thank you, Yvonne. She says, see, on Snapchat, when you're talking to someone daily and nonstop, it's called streaks. Oh, it really? Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what that meant. I was like, is it because she got her hair done? I had no idea. I mean, I don't go on Snapchat. I have it. I use the filter sometimes, but I have only like my immediate family on there. I don't have anybody on there. So, thank you for sharing that. So, it's called streaks, I guess. Yeah, I had no idea. Mad and glad. Why were you glad about that, Open Minds? If you don't mind, if this is too personal. She says, I was mad and glad about that. My daughter had a friend. He was best friends, took shrooms and weed, started tripping. They called if a lift while on bringing drove the car and wasn't been seen or heard from. Oh my gosh. Sweet Pea says, my daughter had a friend. He was at his best friend's. They took shrooms and weed. They started tripping. They called a lift while on bring. He made driver pull over, jumped out of the car, and wasn't. He has not been seen since, Sweet Pea. What's his name? That is scary. I took her to the. Yeah, having a daughter is more scary, for sure. But I think one thing I realized though with I don't know with this case right here, it seems that these kids had a lot of time on their hands. It seems that these kids, I mean, the parents didn't even go with them when they spoke with law enforcement. I just was blown away by that. That I don't know that you would just I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know. That was just weird to me that all these minors were being talked with law enforcement and the parents gave their consent. Like, yeah, go ahead. Like, I don't know. It's like, where are all these parents? Where are they? Thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate that. Yeah, it breaks my. Meg Z says it breaks my heart because this could have been prevented had someone spoke up. Yeah, I'm not blaming anyone by any means. No, neither am I. I just hope that parents will talk to their kids about this kind of stuff. I 100% agree with you, Megs. That is something that I'm not. I'm not blaming these kids. At the end of the day, they're 13 years old, but I do believe this is a moment where we do talk to our children because the behaviors that are shown, my God, you guys, just blows me away. What the girlfriend witnessed, what he was telling the girlfriend, also what the friend, he was telling the friend. And it just, it blows me away that all this was being said and no one told anybody. So it's definitely a subject that needs to be addressed with our children. I mean, like I said, I talked to my 16-year-old about it because when I read this report, I was like, whoa. I was really blown away by it. And I was like, honey. And I was like, come here. I need to talk to you. Do we know more about the girlfriend? Like, what do you mean, Lindsay? Well, we know for the friend, in the report, they go and tell the Bailey family that they did release um, Dophus from custody because at that time, there was nothing that they had. But as for the girlfriend, what do you mean? So to me, it seemed like the girlfriend knew a lot about him wanting to kill people. And, she said that he told her, Aiden allegedly told her that he was going to kill someone that month and to be waiting for it. Um, they also found two of Aiden's knives at her house. Of course, they weren't linked to the murders. Um, was Tristyn, let me see, was Tristyn his girlfriend's friend or his? No. Um, she was just, it seemed like she was, what I got from it, it seemed like she talked to Aiden. They were friends, her and Aiden, and also Dophus was also a friend. They communicated on Snapchat. Aiden, she posted a photo and Aiden responded. So it seems like they knew each other. I don't see any communication between, that was another thing I was also wondering. What was the relationship between Tristyn and the girlfriend? Were they friends? I don't think they were friends from what I got from reading all of this. I think I heard, hi Janessa, how are you, love? I think I heard that the girlfriend's family didn't want her picture, any info about her release, but don't quote me. Yeah. I blacked out her last name on there, and then one thing I did, I just blacked out the last names for the minors and their addresses, just because, out of respect, because they're minors. Um, well, I'm glad. I seriously thought I was gonna do this for an hour. I was like, I'm gonna do this for an hour. I didn't think it was gonna take me this long. I know, Megzy, Mother's Day. Ugh, that is just so heartbreaking. And then um, when it said that the siblings were gonna make Mother's Day breakfast and they went to go wake her up, that just broke my heart. Oh my God. So definitely prayers out to the Bailey family. John, 3.5 hours. Yeah. And I do apologize because I haven't been as Nicole. Damn, you're still here. Girl, you're still Thanks, love. I'm still here. I'm gonna wrap it up right now. Um I know, right? No, I haven't been as consistent with my updates with Tristan Bailey, so I do apologize on that. Because I have been wrapped up with the Summer Wiles case. We're gonna go live tomorrow with the Summer Wiles case. It's gonna be early at the same time, probably 11:30, and we'll talk a little bit about the whole thing with Donald going missing. Was he missing? Trust me, guys, I see everything. All the emails I got when people were saying Donald was missing. Whoa. So I'm aware of everything going on. Donald missing. Did he leave? He didn't leave. Everything that was said. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. And did the grandma leave town? She didn't leave town. All that stuff. When I heard Donald had left, I immediately hit up my source and was like, hey, is Donald home? Just tell me. I just want to know, is he home or what? And I was told he was home, but my question, yeah. So we'll go over that, and then we're gonna go over Allie's interview she did with Unmasked, because I've been wanting to go over that interview with you guys. So yeah, so tomorrow will be another long interview, because I do want to go over Allie's interview, and we'll go over any updates. Again, we'll talk a little bit about Donald going MIA and everything like that. He was he was in Facebook jail. I know that, but I thought I heard he got out and then he got back in there. I don't know. Yeah, right, Valerie? I know. I think this was the longest live ever, but you know what? I got a computer so I can stay live. I can say live. So I just want to say, if anyone became a member, welcome to the memberships. I didn't see anything, for people that came in here. I didn't see any of the chat because I was reading all of it. So don't think I was ignoring you guys at all. So any new members, welcome. Thank you. Any super chats, thank you guys so much. Your kind words. I do go back and rewatch my lives at night. So tonight I'll read it. So I'll see all your guys' stuff. I hope my mods didn't have any trouble from trolls. I don't think we really have that many problem with trolls here. I think we have it pretty legit. Hey, Mickey Barnes, what's up? Hey, Kay. These parents need to be talking to their teens about this stuff they hear. Seriously. Yeah, no, seriously. I tell you guys, yesterday when I was reading, I started reading this on Saturday. The whole time I'm just shaking my head like, what the fuck? Margie, I'm so glad you were here, love bug. I was just like, oh my God, like, this could have been prevented. And why did this 14-year-old have so many knives? I don't understand that. Like, clearly he had anger issues. If your child has anger issues, why would you give them a knife? I would just think that would be a no-no. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, too, the parents were separated. So, sometimes kids can act one way in front of one household. Hey, Mark, what's up? And then when they're with the other parent, they act a different way. One has certain rules, the other one doesn't. And then if the parents don't get along, so I don't know. It's just truth. Okay, my oldest is 15 next week. He's an angel, though. I'm not just saying. He's gonna be 15. I have a 16-year-old girl, and I think she has her moments. She's 16, but for the most part, I am blessed. She has a really good head on her shoulders. I feel like I can honestly say, and I'm not just saying this, but I think I have pretty good kids. When I see others, when I hear of cases like this, or I hear of other things of how teenagers act or what they do, and I will say I am pretty blessed that my kids are pretty. They're kids. They make mistakes, of course, but they're pretty good kids. So if I've done anything right, I think I've raised some pretty good kids. So I'd rather, if I'm going to do something right in life, it was that my kids ended up being okay, and not like what we're watching right now. Mickey Barnes, you have a 16-year-old daughter. Isn't it so much fun? I think it's so much fun. And mine is so girly, so she is so girly, but it's so much fun though, because she's 16 and I can talk to her about a lot of things. Of course, not like crazy stuff. She does watch the channel sometimes. I allow her to, I let her. One time she tried to come in here when I first started. I'm going to share a little story with you. One time I went live and I was on camera, and she comes in the chat and she says hi to me. She was like, hi, CCC. And I seen her name, which had her real name. And I was like, oh, hell. And my face, you guys, oh, my God. It was classic. My eyes just got big. And I was like if I seen a ghost, I was like, and I kind of just smiled. And I shook my head and I moved my fingers like, girlfriend, you better get out of here with that name. Like, And I told her, I was like, no, the YouTube worlds can be mean. Like, no, you go put a different name right there. Don't you dare come on there with your real name. Mama Bear definitely came out right then and there. I was like, but I played it off so cool. So she'll watch me sometimes. She'll watch me. Yeah, but it was funny. Kay says, Valerie, I agree. Glad mine are 21 and 24. It's different nowadays. I think it's different, too, from when we were younger. I'm 42. I don't know. I feel like my life, I don't know. I've been on my own since, I won't go into my life, but I've raised myself practically. I've been on my own since 15. I think that's why I'm so strong-minded, I guess, in a way, and I'm so independent, and that's something I teach my girls, like, to be independent. That's very important to me, that they're able to take care of themselves and never depend on anyone. It's really important to me. It's funny, my youngest, she's such a tomboy, and she's like, she wants to learn how to like change a tire and all that already. And she's so little young. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I could hear my youngest outside the door. I could hear her. She's probably like, Mom. Um, Mickey Barnes, same here, Cece. That's why we have a lot in common. We have a lot. No wonder I like you. And I love your name. I remember the first time I seen your name, I was like, oh, is that your real name? Because that's a freaking dope ass name. The whole thing. Oh, Janessa, thank you, love bug. I've made my mistakes. I think we all have, but like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes, but you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, I gotta go because I got back to school shopping to do. School starts next week. I do want to thank you guys for just sticking it out with me and still being here with me because I know these past going on 3 weeks now, I've been kind of MIA from the channel with going live frequently and stuff like that. You guys know I have family here, so and now no one's coming to visit. I'm like, no one's coming no more, right? So no one's coming anymore. School's starting for everybody. So we're getting back to our regular routine, which is so good. So I know me, I physically need to get back to the gym and focus on my fitness. So school's starting next week, so we'll be back to our regular lives. And there's some stuff I want to do on Sunday evening lives that I've been talking to my mods. I thought it would be fun to do with the channel. It'd be like laid back. I'll go more into that later on, but we're gonna be live tomorrow 11:30. I think I have the thumbnail already up, so we'll be talking the Summer Wilds case. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for being here with me, choosing my channel to, talk these true crime cases with. Dawn says, I just woke up. Oh, you guys say a prayer for Dawn. Her dad is really sick right now. And she's been having to take care of him and deal with all that stuff, you guys. Dawn is an amazing soul. She's a really sweet, feisty. She's feisty though. She's sweet, but she's feisty. I'm always like, Dawn, are you yelling at me? Don't yell at me, Dawn. But say a prayer for her. Her dad is in the hospital and he really can use some prayer right now. So sending her some good vibes and stuff like that. And always, you guys, I will talk to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. It's already 3:00 here. My goodness. It's been really hot in my house. No air conditioner. What? At my place for 2 years? Well, whoa, Linda, you haven't, wait. Where do you live? What state do you live in? Please do not even tell me you live in Arizona because you would not survive honey buns with no AC. I'm dying. I live in Arizona and I turn my AC off when I'm live because I just feel like I can hear it in the background. I feel like I echo more, so I can be sweating here. Yes, open minds. Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome. I'm working on a shirt for that, you guys. It's going to say, welcome to my channel. All right, guys. So again, thank you all for being here with me and talking this really disturbing case. The details that come along are just like, it's just so disturbing that a 14-year-old did it. But I will keep you guys posted with any updates that come. I know he has some kind of court hearing on the 28th. I'm not sure if that was moved up to September. I got to go back and look. But I'll keep you guys updated, though. Yes, bye, Janessa. Bye, Rose with Thorns. Open Minds. Dawn, Linda, Kay. We got in the house. Let me see who else is here. Let me scroll up. I always do this. We got Amanda's lasted the whole live. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, Amanda. Amanda S. Vida. When are you going live, girlfriend? I tell her that. Meg Z, always here. Thank you, love, for your support. Sky, my love. Linda. Let me rub Katie. Let's see. Mickey Barnes. And see. Valerie. Steve B. All right, it's not letting me go up no more. Okay, guys. So again, thank you guys for all being here with me. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, same time, 11:30 Mountain Standard. It'll be Summer Wilds discussion. Bring your coffee, tea, drink of choice, food, whatever, because it is going to be a lengthy live tomorrow. So again, I'll talk to you guys then. And bye. Bye, Felicias.